Nerdy Night without the D looks very suspect. I saw that, I was like, what in the... Thank you, Chuck, with the check. Bringing that down from Party Zone, from your neighbors at 2 a.m. during college, more to like your local PR radio. It's NPR. NPR, that's what I was looking for, not PR. PR is press. What's up, everybody? Check. What's up, Port 503? We already had a check from the Chuck. No, Chuck. The D, you're going to want to repeat this. The D is important. That's something to commit to memory. Hey, the captions are working. I'm here. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. How are you now? Good and you, not so bad. What's up, Cutie Beck? What's up, Walking Miracle? Buzz King, who doesn't like the D. That doesn't work. Don't say that again. Chuck, Walking Miracle, Port 503, Nadu 6, Tier 2. It's my birthday right now. Thank you, Time Zone. Well, happy birthday, Nadu 6. We got to work on a shout out for our friend Nadu 6. Why does it so... I don't say the 6 so often. It sounded weird when I said it just then. You need to quit while you're ahead. Yes, I agree. Moving on. How's the AC blasting up through there? I can feel it. Huh. I rearranged to put this big shelf over here a few weeks ago, and it sits right over an AC vent. And I got to figure out how to best redirect that to get the air into the room. I think they make some sort of things that go over the AC vents to shoot the air out low. I just need to make sure I do that because I can feel it all. It's just wasted. Shooting up right behind the PC where all the hot air is coming out. Not out just out of me, but out of the computer as well. How's everybody doing? How was your week? What's new and exciting? What's going down? What's new? What do you know? What do you know that's new? Last weekend, it officially happened. The Drop website no longer. It's gone. It's over. Cal Laird already made it out to see Motu. Oh, that's what I didn't put on the screen. What am I even doing? This was last week. But for this week, I do have a new one for you. A new one for you. And I've already done Masters of the Universe before, but I thought, why not revisit and pick something unique and different? And this was born. It's a little dark. I gotta go back in and adjust one layer. There's a dark layer in there that shouldn't be there. Elizabeth Keezy, 72 months, hello, and thank you for continuing your sub with me. I appreciate you. Yeah, I gotta fix that. But that is based on He-Man's battle armor, the H that he has in his chest, that if you were a kid like me or Chuck and you had the battle armor He-Man, that would spin, and there would be different versions of it that would be more destroyed, battle damaged. But I made an NU version, and again, it's a little dark, but I'll get it adjusted before distributing. That somebody test the free NFT of the week setup and let me know if the form works. Misty 121, 72 months. Thank you, Misty. It works. Thank you, Miss Jessie Star. How are you? How are things? How's been? More importantly, how are you? Just kidding. Making this birthday shout out for Nadu 6. Savage, tier 2, 70 months. What's up, Savage? How are you now? Good and you? Not so bad? Hope you're doing well. Hope things in ATL are good. Things here are warming up. It's still not summer. We got a day the other day got up to 85, and then like almost in the same breath, we shot down to tomorrow as a high of 60. I think it is, or maybe the day after. Yo, Keela P, what's up, Austin? How are you now? That's a fancy looking horseshoe with that in. Well, it's not a horseshoe, but I see what you could. I see how you could maybe think that. Keela Peel, how are you now? I'm working on a shout out while I chat with you guys, catching up on the week, and then definitely want to look at some new acquisitions I got. I got a few things in from eBay. I stopped by my local card store. I've got more on the way, but a few things arrived. I'm so ready to get outside some more summertime. Says I have been enjoying the time. I've been enjoying the time and walking the dog, trying to go out every day, but I don't necessarily get to do that. But it's we've got the longer days now, so if I can't do it right after work, I can still walk the dog as late as like 8 o'clock and have a full hour. Because when we go out, we don't go out for 10 minutes. We go out for an hour. We usually do about 3.5 miles. I try to keep a good brisk pace. But we have a nice trail. They built down at the end of the road we live on. There was many years ago a driving range. I wish it was still a driving range. But they built in place of it a family rec center. I still haven't even taken or made use of the rec center. But they built a putt-putt golf course right outside of that, which is nice. Only open on a few days a week. But right beside that, is the entrance to a very long trail that goes miles down the road. I don't even know where it ends. I could walk from our house to a Target. It would take me several hours to get there. So I don't do that. But anyway, the trail is nice. And if me and the doggo can get just across the road, we get to the trail. And then we're not walking alongside the roads. There's nice views, occasionally a bear, as an actual bear, not a reference to someone's proclivities. I just signed up for improv classes and start my MBA next week, so things are happening. What an interesting blend of things you're getting into. I think you're going to be good at improv. You're a funny guy. I think you're going to be great at it. And then your MBA, you couldn't pay me enough to go back to school right now. I'm too far removed from it. I don't think I could sit in a classroom without just going absolutely mad. Unless I were teaching. Nadu said, most important is that the reviews have been good for Motu. I had feared that it would have been negative. I mean, yeah, I agree. I would see it either way. I wouldn't let it, take away from my fun of going to the movies, but I definitely want this to be a thing that they maybe make some sequels to if it's set up for it, or extend the universe somehow, or I don't know. Oh, Ben's here now. All right, everybody, let's roll it back. Let's start it over. Sorry, I meant NBA basketball prodigy here. See, he's already starting the improv classes. He's starting it in typed form. I have not seen Obsession. I am not a big horror movie fan. But I hear good things about it. I am kind of interested in Backrooms. The movie, not just Backrooms in general. I have watched a number of horror films lately because have you guys been watching Widow's Bay? I know, I have to enunciate. Horror. Thank you, Priscilla. Welcome. Good timing. Have you guys seen Widow's Bay on HBO or Apple TV? Excellent show. A mixture of, I thought it was just going to be a straight up horror series, but it is more of a horror / comedy / in some ways a bit of a spoof on other horror, and I think it's really well done. We were reminiscing about the old school stream days where there was late night gaming and milk bag talks. Oh man, I miss the Friday nights. You guys remember that, huh? Used to stream from like 4 to 7, then hand it off, because we kind of had like a stream raid thing going on Fridays. Hand it off, and then come back at, 9 and start up Halo and just play until couldn't play anymore. And I do miss that. It was a lot of fun. I really did a number on my sleep schedule back then, and was up till 3, 4 a.m. sometimes. A couple times saw the sun come up, and I love Halo. I miss Halo a lot. I would love to get into that again, but I think that is trumped by having a beautiful wife and a regular sleep schedule, and now a paycheck that comes in regularly, which is nice. I like having a regular paycheck. And health benefits? Health insurance? They call it health benefits, but it's really just insurance. It's just really in case your health goes bad, is what it is. Can honestly say never saw you playing Halo. Because 9 o'clock, it was midnight when I started playing, and you were going to bed like a wise person that you are. You were not staying up until all hours to watch me shooty. Does anyone here watch Dropout TV? I've been obsessed. I've never heard of it. What is Dropout TV, my friend? It does not sound like something I'd be interested in, to be totally honest. If it's reality TV, you can pretty much count me out. Not really my bag. A friend of Kelly's convinced her that Love Island was like one of the best things she'd ever seen. And Kelly sat down the other night to watch it. She watched 30 minutes and turned it off and was like, "This is appalling." Like, it is pretty much the lowest common denominator for reality television. And then her friend who had told her that the next day said, "I am embarrassed. This season is just absolutely off the rails. The way they're acting and the things they're doing. It's like it's not G-rated by any means. I don't think it ever was before, but it's even worse now." Oh, that Dropout. Yes. Okay. I did see something about that before that. I've never watched their online, their web content, but you're right. Way to go. Ben knew how to get me. You just make a Nathan Fillion reference to it and I've seen it. I think I've seen every minute of Nathan Fillion content except for he had a stint on, what was that drama that was kind of like a soap opera where they all lived on a street? I think Terry Hatcher was in it too for a while. There you go. The connection clicked. Exactly. The new season of Ted has Brennan Lee Mulligan in it. Thank you. Desperate Housewives. 4 points for Walking Miracle. Brennan Lee Mulligan. Hold on. Let me. Brennan Lee Mulligan. I know I'm going to know who this is. Oh, from that Dropout. There he is. Brennan Lee Mulligan. Okay. All right. Yeah. I remember him. I wonder if I've ever crossed paths with him on the con circuits and just didn't know it. He's a Dropout guy. So is Jeremy Kulhane. Fun fact, Brennan Lee Mulligan and I went to the same college and shared some... Wow, very interesting, real Ben Feldman. That's cool. All right, finishing up the little birthday shout out to our man Nadu6. There you go. Nadu. Wait, wrong way. Happy birthday, Nadu6. Happy 21st birthday, says Priscilla. Priscilla, good to have you again. I know you popped in for a few minutes last week. I hope all is well. Hope you're staying busy. You never are not busy. I know that to be true. I only found out recently when he did an episode of Last Meals, and then I deep dived his Wikipedia. Isn't it interesting how somebody can basically be famous for a long time, but they can't just break that little And then they finally hit a roll, and then like everybody's like, "Oh, I've known them for years. I've known them from this and from that." And I wonder, it's more interesting when you're following their career and then they hit it versus when you don't know who they are and then they hit it. Like, what are some examples? Like Nathan Fillion. I mean, I was a fan from when he first appeared on Buffy, and then Firefly, of course. But he hit it like almost immediately. So that's not a good example. What's somebody who has started kind of quietly and rose to big fame that we know? Maybe nobody. Danhausen? Hey, what's up, Nacho Figs? How are you now? Welcome. Wait, is this Nacho Figs? Blocky's Nacho Figs? How are you now? Welcome. Thanks for coming over. Oh man, yeah, today we got the news that Anthony Stewart Head, Giles from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and then the evil original owner of the soccer team in Ted Lasso passed away. I both loved him as characters and then loved to hate him. It hit me. It hit me when I read that because I am a huge Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan. And to see that he passed at 72. And then I realized I'm closer to that than I am to being born, for sure. Yeah, that hit hard. Second member of the Buffy crew that died this year. We're old. Pedro Pascal, who was also on an early episode of Buffy, funnily enough. Yes, he was. He was a baby on that. All the fandom groups are dead. I mean, literally, if I make a list of my top 5 favorite shows all time, Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Ted Lasso are in there. So is Battlestar Galactica, Breaking Bad. Apparently, I had a thing with shows that had a B in there. But Ted Lasso doesn't, so kind of breaks the mold. Complications of pneumonia. Wow. That's crazy stuff. Wait, did you say third? Who's the third person that died? Who's the other one that died? Did we lost somebody else from Buffy? You can't be a star unless you're on some version of Law and Order. Well, everybody's been on Law and Order. I've been on Law and Order. I mean, it's not that hard. I'm just kidding. I have not. At least not that I know of. I've never watched it. Ooh, Blue Kachu. Those are some good ones. I have kept all my Buffy ones. In fact, I just recently moved some of them in here because I was expecting the new show. And I thought, ooh, those are going to go up way in value. I want to talk about them. I want to show them. And then they canceled that show. And then this week, speaking of loss, for Stargate fans, there was a brand new Stargate we were going to get with the original creators that honored the original storyline. No doubt we were going to see some of our favorite characters come back. And Amazon made the decision to not move forward with it because they were afraid it would only appeal to the original fans and wouldn't have a bigger potential fan base. Millions of people love Stargate and wanted it. Michelle Trachtenberg. Well, didn't she die last year? I mean, to be fair, she did pass. So yes, we did lose another member of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer crew. But she passed. Oh, it was 2025. It was 2025. So over a year ago. But pretty close. Pretty close. Nacho Figs, thank you for coming by. For anybody who doesn't know, I don't talk about it a lot here because reasons. I'm told not to, basically. I do work for Blockies, and I reach out to influencers, and Nacho Figs here does some amazing. I don't want to demean or take away from it at all. They're just very basic, and I love that. He takes his camera, pops it on the kitchen table. He assembles these different products, and at the end, he always tosses them up in the air and lets them bounce. I love them. They're quick, they're easy, they're what people love. I love it. He does a great job. In case anybody wants to follow. Did you say appeal? Said Keel appeal? Yes. Notice none of the vampire actors died. Oh, right, Cal? Well, don't put that out in the world. Nadu said you can put that NU logo on a basketball jersey with a 5 on the front and back, and you will have a flood of people buying. A flood. I've put many a Nerds Unite thing up for sale, and I don't think a flood has ever described it. Are you seeing Motu this weekend? I am seeing Motu tomorrow. I am very excited about it. Yes. In fact, in case you're not aware, this is a tradition I do every Friday, Nacho Figs. All you have to do is have a wax wallet. That's absolutely free. You can get it on this little website right here, My Cloud Wallet. I think it's a .com, might be a .io. Anyway, you get a free wallet. You sign up. I send you a free NFT. It's a digital collectible. I make these myself. During lunchtime today, I pieced that together. It's based on He-Man's Battle Armor H to celebrate the release of Masters of the Universe this weekend. So tomorrow, Priscilla said, "Got to give the people what they want." I hear you. I hear you. Master Ies, what's up, Nerdy Night, baby? Don't you dare you leave James and David alone. Talking about the vampires from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It is a .io. I apologize. Let's look at this real quick. For anybody who doesn't know, if you haven't collected digitally before, it's not the devil. It doesn't waste a bunch of energy. It's not what people make it out to be. We've been collecting on wax for years. I love it. The Funko NFTs are on wax. We're going to talk about those in a minute. But you go to My Cloud Wallet. It is a .com. It says it right there. You go to mycloudwallet.com and you can sign up and get a free wallet. I take that. It costs 5 wax, which is like 3 cents. And I will send the 5 wax to help you finish opening up your wallet. And then once you get it, you can start collecting NFTs. And then you can go to a site like, Atomic Hub is where I like to go. And you can look at your wallet, and thanks to the Funko NFTs and my NFTs and Priscilla's NFTs and all these amazing artists of friends that we've collected over the years, I now have over 25,878 NFTs. Wow. And the Funko ones, guys, it's been a busy week. I got a lot to share there. We'll talk about that in a second, though. But yeah, free NFTs. Some of the ones I have made before. We haven't looked in a while. I make Nerdy Night themed NFTs each week based on something in pop culture. So recently I did inspired by Spider Noir, Mandalorian and Grogu, Disney Neon, which I actually got some more boxes of Disney Neon to open. Domino's Pizza, because that's a Friday tradition. I had Domino's for lunch. Mortal Kombat, The End of Drop, Blockbuster, Mario Galaxy, Firefly, Emerald City Comic Con, and more. I've been doing this for years, giving away a free NFT every Friday. I'm moving in with my girlfriend finally this weekend, watching Friday Night Smack. Oh, I hope my good friend Matt Cardona is on tonight. I got to meet him years ago, and I can't say good friend. We don't hang out, but I can text him. We catch up every once in a while at conventions and stuff. I last saw him at New York Comic Con. I just think the world of him. I think he's amazing. I hope he's wrestling tonight. What is Lestat and why is it in my entire feed? Well, that's a vampire Lestat. Is there a new show or something? It's an amazing figure now that they're all in one place. Oh yeah, the NFTs. Yeah, I couldn't believe. I bought a bunch this week too. I don't plan on stopping. All of Philadelphia will hunt down Nadu 6 if something happens to David Boreanaz. You know, honestly, I've heard that David Boreanaz is kind of an a-hole. I've never met him myself. I hope that's incorrect, but it's a continuation of the Anne Rice books, talking about Lestat. Oh, thank you, Walker Mirko. I appreciate you. I was thrown off because all of the concert talk. Is it like a musical in the film? No. You have Miss Jess. I'm glad to hear that. I have only met, from Buffy, I met Brendan, who passed away this year, and I got to hang out with him for like a whole day at Funko HQ, and he was a lovely human being. Very sarcastic, like his character on Buffy. Unfortunately, he had some demons. He battled drugs and alcohol, was in and out of rehab over the years, and I don't know what finally got him. But he was a troubled soul, that guy. He was a sweet guy, but he was troubled. I hung out with Charisma, one of my biggest crushes of my life, Charisma Carpenter. I would have not been able to speak, Ben Feldman. How did you handle yourself? I bet she was. She was the reason I got into Buffy the Vampire Slayer. No, Daddy, I did not get Castle Grayskull. I'm going to try tomorrow. The problem is we don't have an AMC near us, so she was, and I don't have those anymore. I'm a married man, so I don't do that anymore. But back in the day, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Charisma Carpenter, there were a few others that were very much at the top of that list. Those were like 1 and 2. I probably still couldn't meet Jennifer Love Hewitt without just like chewing on my tongue. Let's change topics before Kelly listens in and I get in trouble. Other theaters have Castle Grace. Okay, I did not know that. Mine does not. We have a Galaxy Theater where we go regularly, and they don't have it. They have the sword that you can also drink out of, but they do not have Castle Grayskull. So we'll have to... Tomorrow we're going to be out and about, and I'll pop into a couple theaters. I didn't say much. I also crushed on her pretty hard. I mean, and you don't want to make an arse of yourself. I've met James, Nicholas, Kelly, the trio Kennedy. The trio Kennedy. You lost me at the last part. What? This would be when Jungle Bryce... Yeah, it is, absolutely. You met David the same day you met Jennifer Love Hewitt. That's quite a day. That'd be overwhelming. In one day, I met almost the entire cast of Firefly, but it was at a booth signing. It wasn't like hang out. When I say, like, I meet them at a booth, yeah, but like getting to hang out with somebody that you've seen forever is just amazing. Like hanging out with Brendan. That was so cool. The three guys, Warren, Jonathan. Yeah. Those guys were hilarious. One of my favorite all-time Buffy the Vampire Slayer episodes was the one where Jonathan took over as, like, the lead. And even, like, they did not preface it with much of anything. They just jumped into the episode. The opening credits were actually changed to focus on Jonathan. One of the most brilliant things I've ever seen on television. And he had made some deal to be, the star, the main character. So good. On several days, I met Sully, says Chuck. We've hung out. We are friends, Chuck. Ben Philp, he's all right. Hey, so exciting stuff. You guys know I collect Sully stuff, right? I've got like hundreds. I don't even have a count. Hundreds of pieces. And most recently, I've gotten into the cards. They first put out Topps Chrome last year. I'm working on a set of those. I really haven't spent much time buying these lately, but those are the few that I have right now. But the Disney Neon just hit a couple months ago, and I've been going hard in the paint on those. I started with humble beginnings. I got the mainline one right there, pulled from a pack myself. Then I bought my first card on eBay for this series. This is an etch, which is basically just a refractor card from Topps Chrome. Then I bought this one numbered to 199. I think it's number 80. This is an etched refractor rainbow. Got that in. What does that say number-wise? 39 of 199? That's a beautiful card. I love the rainbow. And then I've got another one coming, but this one I paid more than I paid for a card in a long time. Look at this beauty right here. Numbered to 99. I got number 30. Numbered to 90, and I got 30. Beautiful card. This one came in the hard stacker, if you will. The screw down piece. It is a beautiful card. Was this screw down or magnetic? It might be magnetic. It is. So we can take that out of there and really see the beauty of the shine on this one. They call it a one touch. Yeah, look at that. That is just a beautiful background on that. And then I did order last Friday. Some of you saw I was talking about it. There's a green laser one, Sully, that I won. That one will be delivered this weekend or early next week. Let me make sure I don't bend this card trying to put it in here. They call it a one touch, but I'm having to put more than one touch on it to get it in here. But anyway, I got those, and then I stopped by my local card store, and a lot of times I equate a hobby store with being quite expensive, so I didn't even think to look there first. But then Mr. T came by last week, and he said, hey, I'll check my local card store. They have them all the time. And sure enough, my local card store had these at the same retail price that Target and other retailers were carrying them for, which makes sense. When they buy product from Topps, I think they're supposed to price it at retail or about. I don't know if it's a deal, a guarantee, whatever. But I want to open a box later on in the stream. I have two more here. Hoping to pull something beautiful. I also, what did I do with those? I also have been getting in on some of those breaks. And last Friday, you guys saw, we watched a whole break. I won, I think I spent, what did I spend? 20 something bucks on a spot. And I got Moana. Basically, you buy, they spin the wheel, you get your spot, and then whatever they open out of the massive bunch of packs they open, you get all of the cards for that license, for that movie. I got Moana, and I got these cards. They pulled out of packs. This one's called a Snowcap version. This was my first of these, the neon with the translucent center. There's a Sully one I gotta have. I got these etched cards, or refractors. Wait a minute, I just realized something. Hold on, let me finish showing these. These are like rainbow refractors. See how they have a rainbowy color? I thought refractor and etch card was the same, but I'm wrong. I gotta figure out what the difference is, because the Sully card that I thought was just a refractor is actually called an etch. So other than the rainbow color, what's the difference between these two? No, that's not it. That's not the etch, sorry. This is the etch. What's the difference between these? This one doesn't have the rainbow effect, but it's called an etch card. And there's no etching on it. So what makes it an etch card? That's interesting. What's up, Matthews Rich? Tier 1, 72 months. Thank you for the sub. Huh, I gotta look into that. I gotta figure out what etch means exactly. But in addition to those Moana cards, I also got all these commons. So I'm building out quite a deck of Disney neon cards. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them all. But I enjoy, like, this whole stack right here. Oh, you can't see. This whole stack here is all Disney neon now. It's building. I'm gonna have to get a notebook or something to put these in. They're trying to make etch happen. Oh, like fetch? I see what you did there. This coming week, as far as cards go, we got a big release. Gary V. V-Friends cards land on, I think it's Wednesday or Thursday. Whatever the 10th is. Looking at the calendar now. Wednesday. So, Wednesday, I got to pop out for a bit in the morning and try to track down. I know they're going to be carried at, of course, local card shops, some GameStop, some Targets, and some Dick's Sporting Goods. And I got to figure out which ones near me are going to be carrying it. Etch is a matte foil, while the rainbow is a bit of a gloss foil. Interesting, they wouldn't just call it rainbow and gloss foil. Etch to me sounds like there would be some sort of indentations or something setting off on a card, but sometimes the names are a bit different. Well, for the main Disney neon, possibly, yeah, but I'm gonna keep the majority of the numbered and Sullys and stuff like that, and penny sleeve and top loaders. No, it's on Wednesday, Priscilla, but it is the Topps Chrome V-Friends cards, which I can't tell you enough how I tweeted this earlier in the week, just how thoroughly impressed I am with their marketing. They've been doing so much leading up to this, and they have this website for V-Friends Topps Chrome that outlines just like everything you could think of, and they've been filming content every day. And there's no question about what's going to happen. There's no question about the templates, the cards that they're going to include, or the cost, or any of that. Like, they're doing lives on Whatnot every day and showing off the art, and they're opening packs. And like, if anybody's got to do marketing, you got to see what Gary V is doing. The guy owns all of social media marketing right now. He's just killing it. It's pretty amazing. But yeah, those are coming out on Wednesday. Callard said Dick's would probably be your best shot. Not a lot of people will think of going there. The problem is I scouted this past weekend my local Dick's Sporting Goods, and they had a dismal sports card section. That could either be a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe it's a good thing in that people wouldn't think to go there. It might be a bad thing in that because they have a dismal sports section or sports card section, they might not even get those in. Priscilla, that would be amazing. I don't want anybody to like go out of their way, because I think what's going to happen is they're going to be released at stores on Wednesday morning and online. I'll try to get them online, of course, first, because it would be nice to secure and have them delivered later in the week. But then I might also go out to stores. I'm pretty sure they're going to sell out that day. They're just going to be gone from everywhere within hours. But we'll see. They are making more of them this year than they did last year. I appreciate the offer, Priscilla, but I think it will be challenging for anybody. I expect wherever I go, I'll have to stand in a line. Gary was gonna sell VFriends Bose collect. Oh yeah, that was that's a new thing. I was kind of shocked by this. Let me see if I can find it. Well, actually, I could just Google this. That's another kind of random thing that they're doing. Or let's look on. Yeah, here it is, right here. Again, he does great marketing. Why would I ever think to look anywhere else? Right on VFriends' website. This VFriends Bose Sound Link. It's these little portable speakers. I actually have a Bose portable speaker that's ancient at this point. But they're not just selling them. This will blow your mind. Prepare. I hope you're sitting. I hope you're sitting for this. VFriends and Bose collectible blind box speakers drop on the 18th. Characters and how to buy. These are not just buy a speaker and pick your character. These are blind box speakers that retail at $159 per blind box. I've only seen a few blind boxes ever that were more than $159 a piece. You could possibly pull the 1 and 2 Swaggy Sea Lion, the 1 and 2 Rare Robot, or the 1 and 19. Oh, I got that wrong. 1 and 2 Flexin' Fox, 1 and 2 Swaggy Sea Lion, or the 1 and 19 Rare Robot. Imagine $159 in the hopes that you pull a super rare Bluetooth portable speaker. And you know what? They'll probably sell out because Gary Vee's not just selling the brand of VFriends. He's not just selling products. He is selling a community, and he is owning it. The people that are involved are in it, and I love it. It reminds me of Funko from 10 years ago, maybe even longer, 15, 14 years ago. Pokemon has been a mess. That Target announced that any Pokemon sealed product that will be sold out there will cut the seal so the buyer isn't going to go and try and flip. I love that. I saw that they're only releasing them on Thursdays. They're limiting the number of product that each person can buy. I don't know, maybe wrong on the day of the week. It might be Friday, but whatever. The point is, one comes out like one day a week. There was a post where a guy was trying to shame a Target employee for limiting him so his kids couldn't get enough. And the rule is 2 packs per person. That's it. No repeat purchases because they want to make sure that customers can actually buy them. And this guy posted a picture of a Target employee like a week and a half ago and said, "This guy wouldn't let my kids buy. He's a horrible human being." And most of the comments I saw were like, "He's doing his job and we all appreciate it." Like suck it, Mr. Complainer, who probably was going to try to flip anyway. Don't get a 3-ring binder that can damage the... Oh, yeah. I know that from my early sports card days. No, I've looked at a number of binders on Amazon, and I just was at my local card shop. I was looking at theirs last weekend. I actually have most of my early collection in 3-ring binders, but I was very careful every time I would close them. I'd make sure to put everything over on the side. They were more like the D-ring, so that's a little bit different, but... Win Sune Bluetooth speaker. Asking for a friend, says Nadu. Hey, well, I have my Sune battery pack. So, where's that? I take that with me on all my trips. I think it might be in my backpack in the other room. It's just it has a flashlight on it too. So that's better than a Bluetooth speaker. Everybody was thinking that employee. I know. I love it. I love that the person who tried to make him the villain became the villain. It's so funny. But thank you for the pro tip, Miss Jessie Star. That's good if you didn't know. Only 50 of the... Wait, only 50 of what? Oh, the battery pack. Sorry, I was looking on the website like you were talking about the speaker. You didn't read that. Yeah, those, I love mine. I think it's very cool. At first I was like, ooh, do I even use this? But I take good care of it, so. Macy's used it a few times when she needed a backup. That kid... I can't imagine, when I got into phones, batteries didn't die in, a few hours. And over the years, we have all become accustomed to, you got to keep especially as your phone gets older, you got to keep a cable nearby, take it with you to the cons, always have a backup battery. This kid, I get notifications because we use a Life 360 app in the family, and for whatever reason, I get notifications when her battery gets low. She gets to 10 and 5% multiple times a day. And I used to text her all the time. I was like, "You're at 5%." And she's like, "So what?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, so what? You're teetering on the edge of death. How are you? Well, you can't do that." And she's like, "It's not a big deal. I'll charge it." I'm like, no. I don't let my phone get into the red at all. I don't want to see the red. No, they never get. I think it's so funny. I'm so triggered by it. What was the other thing she did it the other night? And I was like, this is worse than the battery thing. She. So I know. Roll your eyes. This is where Zach Bonifer enters the chat. I help her with her math homework, and we used to have a lot, and then it really slowed down because that math teacher was out for a surgery. Now she's coming back. The math homework is picked up again. And the other day, Macy's like, hey, I got math homework if you'll help me after dinner. And I came in to help her. I came downstairs. I'm on my phone, and then I look down, and she has her math homework, and she's using a pen. I was like, what in the hell is happening here? A pen? Who do you think you are? And she's like, it's fine. I'm not gonna. I was like, you are gonna, no. And by the time she was done, there was scratch outs all over the paper. I was like, how can you live like this? How can you be this person? Where's your pencil? And she like looks over at her backpack, which is like 6 feet away. And I'm like, you did that all in pen because the pencil is way over there. I was like, I don't even know who you are. You're a mad woman. Mad woman. She approaches things very differently than I do when it comes to math. We are very different. Like if I were 13-year-old Sully, hey, and I knew 13-year-old Macy, we wouldn't have been friends because she's like the popular girl at school, and at that age I was the little roly-poly nerd. So I was more concerned about my homework and doing that right, and she's more concerned about her hair being done. But to the point though, she is very smart, and she has a B in math, almost an A. So she does well around. She's very well-rounded. I was well-rounded in the sense that I like to eat. It's a little bit different. The notorious Pin Esquire. Miss Jessie Star said, oh my God, you mentioned how you helped Macy with her math homework, and Ben said that's impressive, but it was to something on the TV, but perfect time. Oh, how funny. I mean, I don't remember much of that algebra, so I have to look at the problems and see what she's got going on, and then I can help solve for X, for sure. I can do that, no problem. I know how to move things around and the fractions, but now they're doing like graphing and stuff and some things that I don't remember doing at all, so luckily, it's been a fantastic aid for us has been ChatGPT. She tries the homework first. We don't go straight to it. If she runs into problems, we try to solve it. And if we can't, then I get ChatGPT out. But it gives every step along the way. And then she still does it long form. I don't know what we would do otherwise. But we know the answer is 100% right. We have the step-by-step. It's better than a teacher if you're willing to sit down and read. And I don't think she would do it on her own. She didn't even have access to ChatGPT, but it's been a wonderful help. So if anybody else is helping with homework, Zach Bonifer said different question mark. She knows how to math better with numbers. I mean, it is better with numbers. She hates solving for X. She's like, why are there letters in there? I hope so, Walking Miracle. Yeah, I the other day she said she was shaking her head like this. And I was like, oh, you used to get really mad at me for doing that. Have I rubbed off at you? And she rolled her eyes and shook her head again. And I was like, oh, and she got, she knew what she was doing. She's getting a nice base of sarcasm, which she gets from her dad as well. She's funny. She gets that from her mom and the rest of the family. There's a lot of funny people in the family, I think, anyway. But she's also like, she dresses, she's like one of the best dressed in school, always has her hair done. No wonder she's popular. Wait until there's like 10 letters and one number. I'm praying that she's better at math by then. Punk said, that's how I felt about science, was much favorite subject till chemistry. Why is there math? Chemistry I took honors chemistry as he was a freshman or it might have been a sophomore in high school. And that kind of kicked my butt at first. And then I finally started getting it. But I remember struggling with that a little bit. And I didn't struggle with many courses, many classes. I was a straight A student, graduated with over a 4.0. But that one almost got me for a little while. I really had to buckle down. And yeah, I'm just glad I can help her. It's interesting in that helping her has nothing to do about your ability as a teacher, or not that, your ability of having the knowledge to help, but more about the approach and her willingness to let people help. Her and her mom cannot help her with math homework. I'm sure mom would do the same thing I'm doing and would do a great job. But as soon as she tries to start helping, Macy gets like bent out of shape. With me, she's much more patient and less likely to tell me to shut up. So I failed math 20 years ago in college, and now I'm an A student in college today and aced math. I mean, you're a much more patient person now, I hope. Plus, you have real world experience. Like, I hear people all the time when I was in school, afterwards, and then now with Macy, oh, word problems are the devil. They're the worst. Why is there a word problem? I'm like, well, that's the only real math. That's real life. That's where you actually use math. And as an adult, you look at it and go, a word problem, okay, I can solve this. This makes sense. Just makes a lot more sense. All right, let's talk NFTs. So Drop shut down last week. And I personally am trying to 100% still. I still enjoy collecting the digital stuff. And honestly, I got a wonderful boost in excitement for collecting NFTs thanks to Poppinstock. I don't know if you guys have seen, but for all this big transition of Drop and all the NFTs having to be moved to Wax, and we talked about it ad nauseum, the NFTs that were trapped in the wallet, that will eventually, all those will be burned. The NFT wallets that people have, the .dp wallets that they won't have access to anymore. Matter of fact, on June 1st, a guy replied to one of my things and he goes, I haven't been on social media in a while and I just realized I lost my entire collection. He goes, I didn't see any of this until today. I was like, oh no, I tried to warn everybody. And he's like, I haven't been on social media. I feel so bad for him. I don't think a month was enough time for most people. It will benefit those of us who have collected in the long run, assuming there is still some demand for all this. But it's a real shame. One email from Drop would have helped. Somebody said they did send an email. I did not see it. So I don't know if they sent it to all users. I meant to check and I never did. Matter of fact, let me see. I'm going to look real quick and see if I did get that Drop email. Where's my Gmail? I found a wonderful utility. I don't know if you're like me. I have way too many tabs open at any given point. And I now have, I can show you on this screen. I now have this drop down thing in the corner. It's a Chrome plugin. In the upper left, you can see my mouse moving. You just click and you type in what it is you're looking for. I'm looking for Gmail. And then you click on it and it takes you right to that tab. It is brilliant. Brilliant. Yes, we are like you. Wonder no more. In case anybody wants to know what that plugin is called, I will have to look it up. But it is such a time saver. It has saved my bacon. Let's see if Drop shared anything. Recent purchase, summary. Let me try Drop Sunset because they liked that word. No, I didn't get an email that has Drop and Sunset in the name. Let me try Drop Closing. Nope. Drop Ending. Nope. I didn't get it. If there was an email, I didn't get it. But somebody said there was. That they got an email. The only notifications they sent out were one tweet was also shared by Funko. And then there were maybe two more tweets over the course of a month. And then they put the banner pop-up on the website the week it closed. It was not enough. And I hate to, talk trash about or whatever. Funko, I know they don't have the bandwidth or the manpower for it, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. I feel bad for all the people that lost things they spent their hard-earned money on. Now, you said the thing is, they said drop Sunset and not, hey, we are closing down, move your stuff. Yes, the Sunset was too light of a word. It needed to be big and bold, and Sunset was not. Not like anyone would have thought drop Sunset means they are closing down. Right. I got one May 19th and the second one May 29th. So I don't know how they chose who to send those to. That's interesting. Man, the marketing effort on Funko's end was so severely lacking from the beginning to the 100%. And again, I don't want to talk trash. I know people there. We talked about this so much too. The ideas. If I only had been allowed to help. It says drop program sunsets May 3rd. Yeah, I tried drop and sunset. Oh, I didn't try sunsets. That shouldn't make a difference. Drop sunsets. Nope. I did not get an email with those words in there. And I've signed up for everything Funko has, everything Drop has, many times over. So that's very interesting. But anyway, it's over now. If you didn't get your stuff moved, you didn't get your stuff moved. And for those of us who collected and were warned and took the appropriate action, here we are now in this world where they all exist on wax, and I have, 28,000 NFTs, 17,000 which are Funko NFTs, 17,144. Thank God we have Pop in stock. He's been using Claude to reprogram his website, and the utility and the streamlined look and the nice colors, like, he's nailed this. It is so well done now. But he's got some great utility. You can actually log in there now with your Wax wallet and make purchases. It is amazing. But if you are interested in still collecting, or you want to just look at your collection and kind of get an idea of how truly exclusive some of these things are now, he's already done the work. He didn't have to wait on them to do the big burn of the mint.drop wallet. That's going to happen at some point. We don't know when. It still hasn't happened as of this afternoon. It hadn't happened. I bet it's soon. But do you want to know how rare some of your NFTs really are? Well, he created several tools. One is the set tracker that I've been using a lot. You can go put in your wallet, or wallets as it turns out. That's cool. That's a new addition. Because I'm logged in, it auto-populates. You can look at any one of the projects. Let me look at Disney villains. You hit track. As default, I have royalty checked, but it tells you right here, hey, you have 2 royalty sets, 1 mastery set. You own 151 NFTs there. If you wanted to complete the third one, it would cost you $11.58. I don't need to complete more royalties right now, but what's really cool is now look at supply. There's a column down here of all the NFTs in that set, and you can see the supply. That number is the original. I'll zoom in a little bit. Let's look at the first one. Big Bad Wolf, card number 1 in the set, is originally there were 6,207 commons. After the burns that happened on Drop, after the NFTs trapped in the Drop wallets, and assuming the major burn that will happen to the mint.drop wallet, he's already included all of that. It shows that the available supply is now down to under 2,000, which is really cool. Now you can just kind of scroll through. Look at this. All the epics are around 700 to 730 pieces, originally 2,200. That's a huge reduction of the original amounts. But that's one project, right? Way more interesting is to go to this market overview, and you can pick something like, let's look at the epics. And you can say, hey, I want to look at all drops. You don't have to pick just one. So this is even more interesting to me. You can search cards by name, but you can also say, hey, I want to see all cards that have a max supply of no more than 500 now. And you can see all the epic cards from all the projects that there are now less than 500 of them in the world. You can even organize that by supply number or price. Look at this. Of the Funko fan rewards, Freddy Funko prize, card number 5, there are only 18 in the world left out of the original 51. Arcade Season 1 Top 333 sticker. This is pretty interesting. I didn't even think to look at this one. They're originally 333. Now there's only 125. That many people did not move them over. And so on and so on. Look at these numbers. Some of these NFTs, there was originally 2,500 of High School D from It's Always Sunny. Now there's only 173 in wax wallets at all. Period. That's it. That's the end of story. And you can see the current floor price that people are asking for it on wax. This is not value. This number is going to move around a lot, but it is the lowest asking price. And who would have thought that something like epics that are no longer good for a royalty set, 2 years later, however long it's been since Always Sunny first dropped, year and a half, would be people be asking a minimum 366, 405, 332, 259, 310. Now, the question is, any of these actually selling? Well, luckily he's provided us links too. We can just drop right into Atomic Hub on this one. That minimum on that is like 316. There's only one available on the market. But if we wanted to, like, are these actually selling? No. I think this is the case with a lot of them right now. We're in a period where we're trying to dial in, is there value in these NFTs? And there's only value when something sells, right? And now that they're no longer available on drop, we only have the Wax blockchain to track, which makes tracking a little easier. But the question is there a demand, right? One of the things I want to investigate further and maybe talk about Pop and Stock about is, are there sales happening? And what are those sales looking like? I've been buying stuff this week. One, to finish off my royalty mastery sets, but two, to help add set value, to show that there's actually purchases being made. But I find this fascinating, and so I went through and bought a bunch of stuff, like I said. And so what I'm trying to do, if I go back to, there's another tool called Wallet Lookup. This is different than the set tracker thing. I can look up my wallet, and you can actually see here how many total NFTs I have, how many collections I have NFTs from, how many series I have NFTs from, how many total royalty sets, and how many total mastery sets. Well, I'm trying to 100% this whole thing. And in order to do that, I basically need to look down the mastery column, and if there's any holes there, that's where I need to pick up at least one NFT to complete the mastery set. Bob Ross, I'm still debating what I want to do on that. You guys know I have a problem with that. But like Festival of Fun, with a little digging, I can go back over to the set tracker. I can bring up Festival of Fun. I can track, and I can find. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, Walkman. I don't know how I'm going to. I have to 100% it all at some point. And there's no money that is not already on the table for Bob Ross. Here I am trying to justify it. But I still feel icky about what they did to the Bob Ross family. I would love it if I could get some clarification on whether or not the Bob Ross family saw any money from these NFT sales originally. And then I'd be done with that. I'd jump in. But until then, I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, if it says here, hey, you're on royalty sets here. If I click the mastery, you have 2 cards you're missing for the mastery. I'm missing number 58 of that set, Freddy Funko riding reindeer, and 62 Proto as Nutcracker. Well, it's $8 minimum, $7.60 for Freddy Funko riding reindeer. I don't think I really want to spend that. And $48 for an NFT that there's actually one more of than the other. There's only 153 and 154 in the world. I'm not spending $48 on that NFT. And have any sold a Freddy Funko riding reindeer? Let's see. Aha, some have sold. Most recently was over a year ago. And so that's not a very good indication. Last sales, there haven't been any recently. So I need something to happen before I'm willing to jump in. But what I found out, anybody want to take a guess? After I did make some purchases this week, here's the parameters. I only did not buy grails that were over $7, let's say, to complete what I needed. I'm missing mostly grails, that one ultra, maybe one other random. But how many cards do you think I'm missing? Excluding Bob Ross, how many cards am I missing to complete 100% all Funko NFTs? I just want to hear what y'all's guesses are while I read other comments. Priscilla said, what do you think it would take to bring Wax back to its glory days? Another Funko to step in and create NFTs? Question mark. I feel like if Wax in general became more popular, then it would help drive that Funko value. So we talked about this a little last week, but I think it's a great question, and there's probably some other ears. I agree 100%. Another big company that has licensing deals and product, or at least another company that has licensing, that has a license, Garbage Pail Kids, Tops, whatever, to come on board. Doesn't even have to have redemptions, but does have to understand NFTs. It doesn't seem likely if we just look at the surface and what we know about NFTs in general. It's all died off. It's not dead, but it's definitely died off over the last year and a half, right? But The guy who bought Atomic Hub, who came from Sotheby's and has connections throughout the industry and knows collectability and exclusivity and rarity, and he understands NFTs. He has the resume for it. He bought Atomic Hub. He rebuilt Atomic Hub on his own, mind you. That I find very interesting. And he is now in the stage of pursuing new projects to bring on board. He did say he's leaning into gaming, but he wasn't only gaming. So he is going out there. The thing I'm hinging my bet on is that he has the connections to go out and to go to a Disney or to a DC or to whatever the license may be and convince them, hey, you did NFTs before and you should do it again over here. Here's why. And or go get some new business from companies who haven't done, but convincing them is going to be a little trickier. If he can get one, we're stepping in the right direction. If he can sign 2 or 3, we could build some momentum. It's a lot of big ifs, but this guy saw enough value in it. This is the guy who has dealt in physical stuff at Sotheby's for however many years he was there. If he can go out and sell it and bring on board some new customers, some new excitement, and he markets it, which I'm trying to get into his ear so I can help guide that in some way. If he understands that collector education is important, he might even be able to revive Funko NFTs. I think there's a possibility that could happen, but it's a far-fetched one. Priscilla said that's great news. I feel like the other side of the coin is that we need someone who can find a way to make NFTs less separated from everyday life, more real-life utility or ways to show off the art. So, in that same vein, Gary Vee is out there. He's pushing the importance of his Series 1 NFTs, Series 2 NFTs. There was actually a burn event happening. It might have happened already, if not, it happens this coming week, where if you took certain NFTs and burned them, you could get access to a very limited lava variant of some of his comic books. Like, he's doing the things. That's not on the Wax blockchain, unfortunately, but he's doing the things. Candy Digital just got bought and completely refurbished. That includes DC license, tops, and more. I don't know if they're making new stuff, but he is out there pushing it. There's still life left in the NFT, and I'm holding to the fact that licensed NFTs, especially the Harry Potters, the DCs, the Disneys, the Star Wars, in limited quantities, will have value down the road. And so I'm going to keep investing. It's pennies on the dollar compared to what I would put in the stock market or wherever else, while having fun. It's not all just investing. Darth Wacko says, Tier 1 sub, 19 months. Thank you, Darth Wacko. 6-month mod anniversary. Welcome, sir. No softball tonight, or you haven't headed out yet? We're talking NFTs. Hopefully you got your stuff moved over, Darth Wacko, but what I'm showing... Oh, I never gave you guys the answer. I said, how many NFTs do you think I'm missing to be 100% complete, excluding Bob Ross, of all Funko NFTs, excluding Bob Ross and one-of-ones? I'm not trying to... The one-of-ones, a bunch of them are gone anyway because of that stupid people who burned them. Misty said 5 or 55. Savage said 85. It's the other number. 11. I'm missing 11 NFTs that are priced $7 and up. So I could literally, for $200, I could complete it all. I could be done. But I think it's too early to throw down those kind of numbers. So, on Poppin' Stock's recommendation, because I mentioned ChatGPT last week and he goes, don't use that, use Claude. I decided to give Claude a chance this week. And it was amazing. I went in and I said, hey, here's the deal. I'm collecting this. I'm on the Wax blockchain. I want 100% Funko. There are a bunch of projects and a bunch of NFTs. I want to know how many I'm missing, and then I want to build a tracker with pop-ups that will tell me when the 11 I'm missing, a new one comes up for sale. And within 2 iterations, meaning it got it working, and then I was like, I want to change some things. And about 10 or 15 minutes in total, it's functioning. This is pretty amazing. I don't know if I'm going to see if I can show you guys. The last check was at 10 minutes ago. It checks every 15 minutes. Now, this doesn't look like much, I'm totally nerding out here, by the way, because this is to look at it like a DOS prompt window. But basically what it done is the 11 templates I'm missing are listed here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Every 15 minutes, it goes to the Wax blockchain, checks, and compares that to a list that it maintains. It knows I already am looking for those 11. It's already looked. It goes and checks every one of them. We'll see in a minute. It'll go through and it'll check. And if there's a new one, it will pop up and tell me there's a new one. It would cost this much to buy, and theoretically, because it hasn't happened since I made the last change, here's a link to go buy it now. I cannot believe it's functioning. It's really working, because when I came back overnight on the first iteration, it did tell me there's some new ones, and I went and looked, but none of them were at a price I was willing to spend. What I'm hoping is maybe here in the stream, somebody has one of these templates and would be willing to list it for sale. You can list it at a super high amount, doesn't matter. I'm not necessarily going to buy it, but I want to see if it works. So if anybody has one of these templates, here's the tricky part is I don't know exactly which NFTs it is. All I know is the template number, and hopefully, let's see, I need to be back on screen in 3 minutes. We have 3 minutes. If I look up one of these NFT templates, let's look up, it says there's already 10 active listings for 583980. If you type in a template number and you go, it actually will find it on Atomic Hub. It didn't used to do this. I can click on it, and it says here, if I view on market, it says there were 10 available for purchase. There are 10. The cheapest one is $6.07. I think that's too much to spend for a Grail. There are going to be, I don't remember how many there are. I'll have to look that up too in a separate spot. I eventually want to bring all this together. But if somebody has that Green Ranger with sword Grail, could you list it for sale? Because I would love to see my tracker notify me. Can you paste the template numbers in? Maybe we can search our... Yeah, for sure. Let me put this back on screen while I'm putting them in here. Yeah, I would love it if somebody had one to test this. Because what I'm hoping is, like, I don't know, maybe nobody else cares enough to try and complete a set or to try and complete 100% like I am. I don't know. Is anybody else on the hunt looking to buy more NFTs? I might be the only one. But what I'm really learning here is that Claude is really good at coding, and I think I gotta think of the right use case to do something really fun with it. I do want to revamp my checklist thing on my website, so you guys can, if you want to still collect Funko or Nerds Unite NFTs, and you're hoping to complete them all, that you can easily check and see what you have versus what there is, all that stuff. I think if we get back to the good old days of people being interested in NFTs and collecting the Wax blockchain, I'd like to be, pretty up to speed on trying to build tools like this. Oh, Savage says I'm interested in completing the coins. So how cool would it be if I get this functioning? I could go, oh, here, Savage, you can have this. I'll give it to you. You can install it on your computer, and all you got to do is put in the template numbers of the coins you're missing. Right? Hopefully I get to a step where you don't even have to do that. You could just tell it, like, hey, what are you trying to collect? I'm trying to collect all the Funko coins. And it could go, oh, cool, I know what those are. What's your wallet? Okay, here's the ones you're missing. Let's start tracking. I think that'd be really cool. I mean, I wish other people had gotten into it, like myself and some of you and What's Poppin', because I've so enjoyed collecting digitally and adding and completing sets and seeing things lit up on the drop website. Can't see that anymore, but to know that I have them all would be super cool. I don't complete much of anything. I try, but I don't. I've just never been one of those that really pushes hard on completing a set or whatever. Except for when it came to the Funko NFTs, because I don't have to run around from store to store, and I don't have to convince other people to sell me something and mail it to me. I can just go and do the thing all online in a matter of seconds. I can track trends and see what's happening and set up tools, and I just think it's so fun. I really wanted to complete more sets, if not all of them, but I'm a little less motivated. I totally get that. I totally get that. I am still hedging my bet from 5 years ago that this will continue to be a thing and maybe a big thing one day. I don't know how many people have. Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. It's checking now. You can see it on screen. It's now checking each template against the Wax blockchain. And if there's any new ones, it's going to let me know. Nothing. But that's okay. I can just literally turn this on every day. And then eventually when a new one pops up, I can go in and maybe I'll catch it real quick. Especially if somebody lists it, you know, is like, I just want to sell these things. I don't care about them anymore. It'd be so cool to get the NFTs that I want. But I'm willing to wait it out too and get them at a fair price. Thank you for checking, Priscilla. I appreciate it. No, that's totally cool. These are mostly grails. Like I said, one's an ultra. There might be one other that's like an epic or something. I know in time I'll be able to check these off, and I think it'll actually be kind of fun to slowly do it to where I get down to where I'm just watching one. I think it'd be really fun to finally get those. Is Poppin' Stock here? Hey, in the set tracker, I have a full scan at the top two, similar to what... No, wait, hold on. Walk me through this. Poppin' Stock set tracker. Yeah, so I've been logging in now to your website, and we can pick a drop. Yeah, I've been using this. You can pick a drop, and like I know specifically what I look at. Power Rangers 1, I think it is? Or was that 2? Power Rangers 1, I can track. We'll know real quick if this is the one or not. It's looking at my inventory, checking against the... Okay, so this is the one. I have 2 royalty sets, which means I have all the commons, uncommons, rares, epics, but I have 0 mastery. Mastery would also mean I have all the legendaries, grails, and if there is any ultra, right? So I can easily click on mastery, and I can see that I'm missing this one NFT here. That's the one we were just looking at a second ago. The full scan is at the top of that page. My eyeballs, just like the other day when I looked past the, when it was last update, I never even saw that. I'm so dumb sometimes. What does this do? Let's see. Oh, is this? Wow. I love this. Thank you, Walk Miracle. Oh, look at this. What? How am I missing 690? I'm not missing 690. It says I'm missing 13 commons. Oh, one of ones is 85 right there, so that doesn't count. Redeemable coins, packs. Okay, so there's a lot I'm not collecting. But still, if I wanted to look at just what are the only commons I'm missing a common April Fool. I didn't even know. What? How am I missing those commons? Well, I'd have to remedy that. I did not think I was missing these, so I'm glad this is there as well. This is cool. Uncommons, I'm missing a few. None of these are expensive. I could fill this in for pennies. Literal pennies. Rares, I'm missing a few. The most expensive one is 10 cents. I don't understand. This doesn't jive with the research I did, but I'll look further and see. I mean, I might have made a mistake. Epic, I'm missing... See, it says I'm missing a lot more epics than... 3 of these are Funko fan rewards. Maybe that one is tripping me up. The Funko fan rewards. I gotta look at that too. So maybe I'm wrong about the 11. But this helps a lot, Poppin' Stock. This is amazing. Yeah, I have all the ultras, but it says I'm missing 3 mythics. 2 mythics, sorry. I know that one's true. Yeah, I know both of those are true. So I am missing 2 mythics. Okay, I got a little more work to do. But I'm still real close, and I think the 11 that I pinpointed are the most expensive ones. I don't know how I'm missing those commons and uncommons, but I'll dig into it and see. But this is cool. I did not see that the other day. Thank you, Poppin' Stock, for slapping me in the face with, hey, dum-dum, look at the top of the page. I need that sometimes. But I think this is so cool. I would love to see, like, I know there are the people, Poppin' Stock kind of caters to some of them with his game that he runs on his Twitch, who are always trying to build the ultimate top sets with the lowest mint numbers. I'd love to see some stuff like that, but, like, what is the incentive, right? And then as the project ages and goes on, one of the only things that's going to add value to them, other than building the number of collectors or bringing people back to wax, will be burning them. So could we facilitate that in some way? I don't have a lot of time to spend on it. It's probably not a project for me right now, but I like to think about these things in my spare time. I just can't get it. I can't get it off my brain. I can't get the NFTs off my brain. Priscilla, I'm still going in once a week and checking yours to see what I'm missing, what's been listed recently, what I can pick up on. Like, my collection of Priscilla's NFTs is really growing as well. I find fives every once in a while somebody's listed. So the Bob Ross, somebody, I think it was Boba Fett, James Boba. I think he sent me some of them. So I've never bought any, and I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I would like to know, and I don't think there's any way to get this answer. With the licensing agreement that Funko made with Bob Ross, the entity, was the family compensated? If so, I'd have no problem with it. But the fact that I don't think they were, and that his name was essentially stolen from him and his family, leaves a real bad taste in my mouth, that I don't want to put any money into it. Now, the other question is, am I putting any money to it? All I'm doing is paying another individual. It's not... There are royalties paid to Funko, though. 6% or 8%, whatever it was, goes back to Funko. So in a way, I am perpetuating the madness. I don't know what I'm going to do. Darth Boba Fett, his new name. Yeah, I find it so much fun, and I want to continue to do it. And I really want some other projects that I could get involved in as well. I want to get a V-Friends Series 1, but those are like $5,000. I'd like to get a Series 2. Those are more like $250. I think that's very feasible at some point in the next year. But, you know, I'm still catching up on things that happened during COVID and, you know, just having a life now again. Darth Boba T. So I'm not just willy-nilly throwing money around. $25 a box for this kind of stuff, not bad. Throwing around $250 to $5,000 is a different story. Time to get ready for softball. Praying it doesn't rain. Glad I can see. Yeah, thank you for coming by, Darth Wyco. Have a wonderful rest of your evening and weekend. Stay dry out there, my friend. Have fun. Yeah, does anybody have any questions? Because while I've got the website up, if there's any interest in finding out what Pop and Stocks Utilities can do, what are you trying to do? Like, I like to hear that for Savage, she said specifically she's going after the series coins, so she could come in here, she could put in her wallet, she could click on series, and she could see what she's missing. That's freaking awesome. It's right there for you, Savage. Then it's just a matter of, the one I'm missing, do I want to spend money on it? We could go to set tracker. No, wait. Market overview, sets, series, and just out of curiosity, see how exclusive are the coins, and what are some of the more expensive ones. So we can actually organize. This is all the series coins on the market right now. If I organize it by supply, there is the Freddy's Dark Valentine Series 1 coin. There are only 413 in the world. And right now you can get it for 72 cents. That's pretty cheap for something so exclusive. Now, the question I always have to ask is, will anyone care to ever go and buy one of those coins? Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. Hey, Priscilla, thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. What does the rank mean? So when you're looking at Set Tracker, and let's choose it. Actually, we could go to Wallet Lookup and just look up my wallet. So there is a Set Tracker, and the average and the rating is about, if you have a complete set. Let's pick one just to focus in on so that it makes this less muddy. Let's look at Alien Series 1. Assuming I have a complete royalty set, which I do, it'll say how many I have right there. It looks at all the NFT, and Pop and Stock can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but this is the way I understand it. It looks at all the NFTs in that set and looks at the lowest mint number you have for each, and then compares that against anyone else who has a completed set. And if it ranks you based on how low the mint numbers are that you have. I'm ranked number 292 of all people that have it. The rating is a rating of I don't know how to word this best, but essentially like how good of a set do I have based on the lowest mint numbers. The higher the number, the better my rank would be. The lower the number, the worse my rank would be. So for like Alien, if we look at this one specifically, we can click into it. And it says, hey, for Alien, you have 205 NFTs, you have a royalty set, you have a mastery set. And it specifically looks down the list at every mint number you have. Red meaning not a great mint number. That's a really low number you have there. That's not helping your rank. Yellow, orange meaning kind of middle of the road. That's a decent number compared to how many there are in the world, but not great. And green, like, oh, okay, nice. Probably like 1,000 and under. That's really helping your rank. You want more greens, ideally, if you want to rank better. There's no game that pays anybody anything right now. I guess you could look at it a little bit like Drop Arcade in a way that there's a leaderboard with the ratings and the ranks. At some point, though, somebody could say, hey, I want to host a giveaway, and I'm going to give a prize to the person who has the best set of the aliens, meaning the lowest mint numbers. And you'll go into somebody's wallet, and they're just going to have, like, a bunch of 1s and 5s and 4s and, like, these beautiful low numbers, and it's going to give them a really high rank and a really good rating. Does that make sense? Hopefully clear as mud. There's a small community who enjoys competing to climb the leaderboards. I know that's true with Topps, and I guess that's also true with the Funko NFTs. I mean, what else is there? We Drop Arcade was such a brilliant thing to do, and I prayed we would see that for years to come, and we would watch our value of our NFTs go up. But when Funko decided, hey, we got to focus on other things, we're going to cut this project out of our portfolio, we lost that beautiful incentive. Anybody could create incentives. The question is why. Like Pop and Stock, I'm not telling him what to do, never am. I love throwing ideas at him, and I love to see that so much has come to fruition over the years. But like if he wanted to bring people to his website, he could take a really good, really cool Funko Pop that he has, maybe one of the NFTs, and he could say, I'm holding a competition between now and the end of June. The person with the best alien set will get this NFT and get this pop. Or the person who burns the most alien NFTs gets this pop. He could do something like that. And it would be a good draw to bring people to his website to check it out. And then, in theory, he would have ads on his website or something like that, and he would get paid for it. I think that second part is valid, Liz. If it doesn't matter to you, then, why bother? For sure. It's just another thing for us number nerds. I love numbers. I love stats. I love charts. That's the kind of stuff that gets really me ingrained in things, which is why I love the NFTs so much. I love finding different ways to look at it, and I wish I could remember more of what I've done along the way. I wish I documented better. Especially one of the things I really would have loved to have done is if I had documented how much it cost me to build every royalty set, how much I bought legendaries for, how many packs I bought, and how many I pulled. I wish I had all that data. I don't. And some of it's probably lost on the blockchain now. But it would be my dream would be able to go, okay, the alien NFTs, I spent this much, I got this many pops out of it, and now the current value of the pops and the NFTs is this. How did I do? Like a scorecard. I would love to see that. But there's so much data involved in that, and so many little purchases and maneuvers and changes, and I don't think it's possible at this point. But it would be cool to see. I would love to know. My guess is I made back in value on the pops alone at least 30-40% of what I spent on the NFTs in the lifespan of collecting all the NFTs. So that's a good return if I ever sell. And I have the NFTs too, which there's some value in. But I just don't have that. It would be really interesting to see. The big hole would be, how much did I spend on stuff on drop? And now that data is gone. I wouldn't be able to easily get that. So that's a bummer. Oh no, it's good to be nosy. I like Liz. I think a key part of living is being curious. I just after finding out that Anthony Stewart Head died today, I went back and watched that clip from Ted Lasso, and it is always hits me right in the feels where he goes and plays darts against them, and he talks about, hey, if you had been curious and asked, I would have told you that I played darts every Sunday with my dad for a couple hours as he just he hits trip 20 bullseye to win against Anthony Stewart Head's character. That one gets me every time. It's like one of the best, if not the best scene in all of Ted Lasso. But be curious. I think it's good. I think it's a good thing to be curious and to learn new things every day. I'm finding as I get older and over the last couple of years, I'm finding I'm starting to enjoy documentaries, and I'm watching more videos on like how things function and how they're made and where people project we're going in life, what AI is going to do to us. Like I love that kind of learning versus just, watch I don't like reality TV. That does little to nothing for me. Probably the only exception right now for that is Love on the Spectrum. I've really enjoyed watching that show. It's given me a different appreciation for people on the spectrum and to understand the struggles that some of them have. I've found that fascinating. I've loved that show. If nobody else is watching it, I highly recommend. It's on Netflix. It's really, really good. It's very sweet in so many ways. Not like other reality television. I'm sure some of it's manufactured, but hopefully not. Is anybody else watching Love on the Spectrum? If not, Kelly she had to go with Brian to a family member's funeral a couple weeks ago, and they roomed together. And they stayed up at night watching. She introduced him to Love on the Spectrum, and he doesn't like reality television except for Survivor, and doesn't really watch drama or anything like that. But he finally did watch some of it, and he's obsessed with it now. He loves it. Liz said, Sully, did you see the article on how 5 different AI companies ran a society? Which one killed off the world, and how other did an amazing job? Oh, no, I would love to see that. Steve Gertie says, Love on the Spectrum is hard to stop watching. It is. It is so... Is endearing the word? What is the... I said sweet earlier, but what is it about the... Like... I don't know. I don't know the word, but I love watching it. Yeah, please do, Liz. I would love to watch that. I am really obsessed. We've talked about it here a number of times on what is AI doing to the world? Where is it taking us? Where will it take us? What's possible? And could it be the gateway to the perfect society like in Star Trek? Is that even possible? Could we get to a point where we're not worried about money? Where we're not worried about lack of food and materials and stuff like that? Sadly, I think human greed will always kill the possibilities. I've never watched Below Deck. I heard about that one. Kelly was interested in watching it at one point, especially when we went on a cruise. But yeah, I've never watched it. I don't think I could start watching any reality shows unless something comes up like I did enjoy Comic Book Men. Some of that was manufactured as well, but I liked the idea of, hey, we're seeing what it's like in a comic book store, and we're seeing cool stuff that people have collected over the years and they're bringing in. Going back to the Nerd Food days, my buddy Steve and I always theorized or brainstormed how cool it would be to do a series where you visited comic book stores around the country. I think there's so much cool stuff to see and talk about, and like I love going to my local comic book store, but it's not a very cool store. I want to see what the other ones are there out there. What are other people doing? I think that would be a great series, and it could be a good reality show. But anyway, I ramble. I do want to open a box of these, so I thought I'd crack into one, and then let's do the box game, and then we'll see where we're at for the evening. Kelly probably is running late. So I might jump into the video store game, or if you guys want to do something else, we could do something else. Of course, I'm here to answer questions. Thank you, Misty. I just saw it pop up on my phone. I'm here to answer questions and help anybody if they have questions on Drop or Pop and Stock's website, or I'd love to hear, again, this is a small sample, and I'd put this on Twitter, but then I just get a bunch of hate. I'm still doing it anyway. I just get a bunch of hate from the people who don't understand it. But like, what are people's interest level in the Funko NFTs right now, and what are goals they hope to accomplish? What is it they want to do? Is there much of a community? Oh, Pop and Stock, you weren't here earlier. If you're still here, one thing I'm very interested in, and I don't know the easiest way to get the info, is are there people actively making Funko purchases on the Wax blockchain right now? And if so, how many? What are some of the higher things going for? Because I think that activity dictates whether or not the community is still alive. You know, how many different Wax wallets are actually buying stuff? I don't know. I thought it'd be fun to see. I don't know if there's data is already out there that's easy to research or what. Yeah, so I got a box of the Disney Neon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 packs. Each one comes with like 4 or 5 cards, 5 cards, and I'm still chasing my first autograph or cool insert or whatever. I mean, I don't want to add work to your plate, Pop and Stock, but I don't know if for other people like myself. Maybe there's 5 of us. Maybe there's 500. We don't really know. We have to decide whether it's worth investing our money any further or whether or not it's time to start selling. And maybe daily volume would be very helpful in that. I know, right, Pop and Stock? My brain is spinning on cool things I could do with Claude now. Thank you for pushing me in that direction. In fact, I should put this tracker up where I can see it. Okay, first pack. Hoping to pull a Sully numbered, of course, but the odds of that are pretty slim. The dream would be a John Goodman signed Sully. I think most of those went in hobby boxes, but you just never know. Sorry, here we go. These are not the ones with the Muppets. Certain boxes have Muppets, these do not. This is Anxiety from Inside Out. Oh, we got a Snowcap. Or no, I'm sorry, a Diamante. I love the Diamante. This is a non-numbered Diamante from Cars. Some are numbered. That's a beautiful card. I love the bounce on that. If you pull a John Goodman signed on stream, you'll have a 101 worthy flip. I would, 100%. That would be like a dream to have that in my collection one day. Oh, these do not go for much at all value-wise, but I think they're beautiful cards. They're on an extra thick card stock, and I love that shine. But the Epic Mickey, and this is Steamboat Willie, which there are a few that people do chase after, and that could be one. There's the back of the card. Steamboat Willie has been brought to life. Oh, I gotta find the video. I would love to have bookmarked it and shared it with you guys. There's another Cars. Somebody started looking at the Donruss. Or Donruss or Panini. They might be one and the same these days. They have card inserts in their packs of football specifically, but other ones as well. And somebody started really deep diving, and they think that some of the art is AI created. No shocker there, but the writing, the write-ups about the players and what they're into, and like describing them on the field is clearly AI written, and it's hysterical how stupid some of it is. If I find that video, I'll have to share it with you guys. And then we got another Moana. Like I needed more Moana. Is that Moana or Coco? Loto, that's Coco. I don't have a lot of those. All right, so we got a Diamante. I think I get 2 in the box, guaranteed. If you pull a John Goodman, oh yeah. Pop and Stock. I missed that first one. I missed the After Awesome. Sorry, whatever I missed, I'm sorry. All right, first up we got, oh, that's a nice looking card. What is that even from? Fish Out of Water. Cool art. Ooh, a Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I have not pulled that one before. I like that one. There's also some really cool art cards that's possible in some of these packs. I've never seen a sketch card. I would love to see one of those. Oh, we got another shiny. Oh, and it's a numbered card. Let's go. Out of 199. What is this? What did we get here? Yeah, I opened one other box off screen one day and it was not numbered. This is from Gargoyles. The character is Demona, and that is a numbered card to 199. Now those don't have a terrible amount of value unless you pull like a Mickey or like the Sullys go for a bit. Some of the more notable characters, but somebody's collecting the Gargoyles set and will like that for sure. We also, the Manga Madness. I love these. There's a Buzz and a Woody that I'd like to get. This is the Evil Queen in manga style. I love that one, like straight out of the comic books. And Gaston. Yeah, I would love to pull a sketch card. I've never even seen one. Isn't that cool, Savage? Yeah, look up the, if you get a second, go to eBay or whatever and look up Disney Neon Manga Madness. Some very cool cards in that set, and I have at least half of those now. All right, next pack, we've got a King Triton. I don't think I'd pulled that one before, but I could be wrong. We got one of the Phineas and Ferb. Or no, what is this from? Carl the Intern, what is that from? I realize there's a lot of Disney I don't know well. I don't know what that's from. Is that Fairly Odd Parents? What is that? Anybody know? I've got a few of those with the wood border. Ooh, another shiny. King Candy, voiced by Alan Tudyk from Wreck-It Ralph. Nice and shiny on that. I love that. Fairly Odd. Okay, I was right. Ooh, nice. Moonwind. Yeah, it should say on there the character and then what franchise it's from on the back. Like, I mean, they've done a wonderful job on these cards. I shouldn't be saying anything. Oh, nice. Captain Hook. I wonder how close I am to a complete set. I think I looked up how many cards there were on the first stream. It's like 200 and something. Maybe I'll try to complete it at some point. Yo, Angus Maximus, what's happening, baby? How are you now? All right, almost halfway through this pack, or this box. We got Daisy Duck. Oh. What's that character name? Yes, with 3 S's from Wreck-It Ralph 2. I remember that pop. That's nice. That red heart really stands out on there against the purple. We got another one of the wood border from, what, Descendants? Is that what that is? Mal and Maleficent. Yep. We've got another Cars. That is The King. And last but not least in that pack, oh, Jiminy Cricket. The classic characters, Jiminy Cricket, probably not one of the big ones, but Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Goofy, Pluto. Those are some of the more sought after ones. They're like pulling a Hall of Famer out of a pack. Oh, I didn't think I got any Muppets in these, but I have a Muppet card. We got Gonzo. I thought that was only in certain packs. Hey, Mike Wazowski! The wrong Monsters Inc. character, but I love it. Ooh, Diamante. Lewis. Not the character I would have wanted to pull a Diamante of, but still fun. Gifted Inventor. I don't know what Lewis is from. What did I do with that other? Oh, that's under there. We got another one of the borders with Mrs. Potts. And Chip, is it? Yeah, I remembered right. Chip. Yeah, let's go, Angus. I think there's Winnie the Pooh in here. Yeah. Hey, Dory. Nice. Yeah, I think there's Winnie the Pooh. I haven't looked at a checklist. I know Boba James looked it up last time we were here. Let's see. eBay's probably the best. Disney Neon Pooh. Not Pooge with the J. Pooh. Well, there's Tigger, but I guess there's no No Winnie the Pooh, just Tigger. Interesting. Let's look up the Manga Madness. Yeah, the Manga Madness cards I really like. There's a Woody. I like that, the art on that. There's a Jessie from Toy Story. There's a Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. Where's the Buzz? Rex. Yeah, here's the Buzz. I want this one. I'm hoping to pull it at some point. This is a really fun card. Winnie had to go. Do you, Misty? I think I'm a bigger fan of Tigger than I am of Pooh. I don't understand what I did wrong here, why it's so dark. For some reason, one layer did not do the right thing in Procreate. I gotta look that up. Come on, let's pull a real rare. Oh, did I just pull another Lewis, but not the Diamante? Still don't know what Lewis is from. Oh, Sadness. Love Sadness. I love when people cosplay Sadness. Such a good one to do. Oh, all right. We got a refractor. Actually, this is that rainbow background. It's not a reflector, and it's not an etch. What is that? Because the ones that are refractors say Topps Chrome in the upper corner, and that one does not say Topps Chrome. Huh, let's throw it on the ground. Ooh. Isabella. Don't know what she's from. And, oh, Zurg. I almost said Zorg. I did not know there was a Zurg card. I love him as a villain. Such a great villain. All right, one more pack out of this one. We did pull earlier. We pulled a nice numbered card that might fetch a few bucks. But I'm chasing my first real insert, real tough insert. I'm hoping for a sketch card, an autograph card. I've seen people pulling, doing the pack breaks and pulling autograph cards, but I have not pulled one yet. Is it Phineas and Ferb? I don't know Phineas and Ferb well, so that seems very likely. All right. Oh, we got another Descendants, I think. Carlos. Seems like the second slot is usually the best. I'm going to pull from the back here. Ah, the sloth from Zootopia. Love it. Ooh, Coco the dog. Love those bright colors. Dash. Is that the sloth's name? I didn't even look. Flash. Was there two though? There might have been a Dash as well. Yo, what's up, Allie? The dog from Coco is, I cannot read that. Something Dante. Oh, we got our first Goofy movie card. Got Goofy. Flash, 100-yard dash. And I think this is the last one. We got Pete, which one of my early cards was a numbered Pete card. So that box was okay. Definitely didn't get my money back on it, but I got a couple of cool cards, and hopefully I can pop those up on eBizzle and or trade them. Of course, I'm going after all the Sullys. That's my main thing. I love the opportunity to crack packs and hopefully one day pull that lottery card out of one. But I'm not going nuts. I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars, especially with the V-Friends box drops coming up this next week. That's what I'm going to focus on putting my money into. Some fun cards in there. I got two of these out of this box. They're not etches, and they're not Topps Chrome refractors, so I don't know exactly what they are. I need to post some of these. I haven't posted any photos of any of them I've pulled. Oh, did you, Steve Gertie? I just got my first see-through from a pack. What do they call them? A pack break thing they were doing where you get the teams. But I got the movie Moana, and I just got those cards in. I showed them earlier, and I got the... where'd it go? I got this Moana. I think those look really cool. I've looked at a few of the Sullys online, but I haven't pulled the trigger on one yet. I did show earlier, I did get this is my highest end Sully so far. I got this awesome limited to 90 pieces. Numbered to 90. Oh, I'm sorry, wait, is it 50? It's 50. Number 39 of 50. Well, I was way off. But it's a beautiful card. Look at that. Such a beautiful card. I paid a pretty penny for that. Not like break the bank, but more than I would expect to have paid for a card. Because I haven't bought cards. The last time I bought cards with any regularity was years ago. I was a sports card fan as a kid, and then when I got out of college for a short stint, I had Astros season tickets and was a diehard fan from like 2003 to 2005 when they went to the World Series. During that time, we had a player on the team named Willie Taveras, and he's fast. He was Ricky Henderson fast. He was stealing bases left and right, and as a rookie, he was great. This was pre-Hunter Pence, and I thought he was going to be possibly one of those big breakout stars. So I started investing in his cards, and at one point, he had one card. I got it buried somewhere in a box that was like LE5 in the world, and I owned 2 of them. And was looking at buying a third. I sunk some money into it. It was back when sports cards weren't even all that big a deal. And had he gone on to be anybody of note, I would have been sitting pretty. But he did not. If only I had seen that in Shohei Ohtani and had invested in Shohei Ohtani cards. His are just, the things he's doing are ungodly. It is amazing what that man is capable of. So fun to watch. I definitely want to go see him if the Dodgers come to town to play the Mariners. It would be great to see him pitch too. It's just amazing. This guy's leading. He's one of the top players, top pitchers, and top stats as an offensive player as well. Just his on base percentage, home runs, everything. Just how anybody is that good at both sides of the game is unbelievable. Never thought I'd see it in my life. I've not watched a single game that he's played other than like an inning or two, just mostly highlights. I'm going to see the Dodgers when they come to town in August. Oh, that'll be awesome, Chuck. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll see that Ohtani in the rotation. Then that would be well. Wouldn't be good for your Dodgers or for your Tigers, but it would be fun to see. I got to try and keep an eye on that. Matter of fact, let's look right now. Dodgers, Mariners. 2026. Is this possible? In July, right after Comic-Con, they're going to be here for a 3-day stint. 3 games. So I got to keep an eye on that. I'm sure they're already selling it at a higher value, but as we get closer to that game, it might be able to determine in the rotation when Shohei might pitch if he's healthy. Nice, Chuck. That's awesome. I did that with Jackson Churia. Oh, you bought a bunch of the stuff invested in the chance he might be great? Went to open weekend last year at Dodger Stadium. Oh, how fun. Yeah, I'd love to. I've just always been such a baseball fan in general. Just love the sport. Now, I can't root for the Astros anymore. They killed me. Between letting Hunter Pence go and then the cheating scandal, they're not my team anymore. But I love the game of baseball. And I love that they've kind of shortened it. I love the rules that made it go faster because it is quite a commitment. But I'm more of a football fan now. I really enjoy football, which is interesting because I haven't cracked many football cards, if any. I don't think I've cracked any packs of football, but I probably should. Poor Kelly. She's a Browns fan, which is a curse all into of itself. But they traded away their best player, hands down, this week. And that was the only highlight that she had. Jacob Mizrowski is having a special session for the Brewers young guy. Oh, nice. I haven't looked at stats for anybody other than Shohei. I used to be, when the year that McGuire and Sosa, what was that, 98, 99, were going at it. Man, I watched every game I could. I was watching the stats. Like, I was in it. And then again with the Astros in the early 2000s, I got into it. I love that so much. I just don't have time for that now. Right, Walking Miracle? How you give up? I mean, the Browns have nothing. They're doomed. So to give up your best player, they're rebuilding. It just sucks. They're in their last year or last 2 years at the stadium they're at currently, which I have. I didn't go to a game there. I went to basketball in Cleveland. I went to baseball in Cleveland. But I saw the Cavaliers and the what used to be the Indians, but I've never been to a football game there. But Kelly really wants to go see a game there, and the Texans are playing the Browns on my birthday in Cleveland this year, and we might go because I would love to see a Texans away game. We should stomp the Browns, but it'll be the last time to get to see that stadium before they build their maybe the last 2 years. Before they build their beautiful big new stadium, and we'll definitely want to go see that. This stadium, of all the ones that are being built in the next few years, this is probably my second favorite one behind what they're doing for the A's in Las Vegas. That is unbelievable. Let's see, new Huntington Bank Field coming 2029, so maybe they have a couple more years. Look, they're building like a whole. Look at this, a screen on the side. It's gonna have like a glass roof to let the sun in. They're building a whole complex, huge. Like that's what all of them do now. They spend money on a huge deal. But the Oakland A's, or I'm sorry, the Las Vegas A's stadium, whatever they're calling that thing. Wow. Yeah, right, Chuck? That'd be good. Do a 2-in-1. Get that off here. They're building, it's right next to the MGM, so it is on the strip. They're building this ungodly stadium for where the Oakland A's will play. Here's the video showing it. And it looks to be the coolest thing I've ever seen. With hotels attached to it. It's got like a windows to let the sun in the right direction so it's not blinding you during the game. It's got a roof on it to keep you cool, but it also feels like an open air park. You're absolutely right, Liz. And I don't get into the politics of that, but from a architectural and construction perspective, and as a fan of the game, I love to go to them. I would prefer that money not come from the taxpayers, that it come from these games themselves. And not to debate it, I don't know enough about it. I would imagine they bring money to a city. I think that's probably the argument. I mean, even when you play something like Sim City, and you build a stadium, I think that comes from the city tax dollars, not just the individual sales from that. That franchise has been to hell and back. Oakland A's used to be my team when I was in junior high because of Mark McGuire and Jose Canseco, but they were in just a horrible spot, horrible stadium. They have not had much love over the years. Yeah, for sure. That place just looks cool. Politics aside, I think it's very cool. Liz, I'm sure you're much more up to speed on all that, and I'm sure you have some really good arguments for it. But I don't get into that myself. I anticipate I will. I can tell what I focus on. I'm watching the news more just because I don't want to feel like I have no clue what's going on in our world. But I just don't get into it right now at that level. Maybe one day I will down the road. The Athletics used to be the Philadelphia Athletics years ago. I love that part of baseball too, or all sports teams, to look back at, and I'm sure somebody's made a cool living chart that shows how the teams move around and stuff. It's very, very interesting. This year, the Seattle, they're trying to get the basketball team back in Seattle, and as long as I've been here, the Supersonics were not here. They had left a few years before. And this city is still in pain from losing the Supersonics. There's people wearing Supersonics gears all the time. There are people wearing stuff they've made to honor the team that looks like Supersonics. When you bring it up, it's like you got to be careful. Some people are real touchy about it, but they may get the expansion license to bring them back here, and it's going to be a huge deal here. But that's part of why they built out the what do they call it? Climate Pledge Arena here, which is a beautiful place. That had a lot of money came from Amazon for that one. But yeah, they really want their basketball team back. And it's interesting. One of the things that sticks in my craw for sure is freaking the Texans were an expansion team. Before that, we had the Houston Oilers. The Oilers moved to Tennessee, and those no talent A-clowns wear the Oilers gear on the throwback games. Now, I know it follows with the team and it goes there, but I think it's bullcrap. I think the Texans should buy it from them. I don't care how much it costs, and bring back the history of the Oilers to the city of Houston so that the freaking Tennessee Titans don't wear that gear. I hate seeing them in the Oilers gear. It makes me angry. Like, I just do not understand. Like, they took that history and it's in Tennessee now. It makes no sense. Tennessee's not where you go to dig for oil. It's not where you strike oil. Seattle Storm and the NBA are in a bit of a rebuild. Yeah, I heard they lost pretty rough the other night. Supersonic Apparel was very cool. Yeah, when I was working at the printing company out of high school, one of the guys I worked with was cousins with... Who's one of the big standout Supersonic legends? Gary Payton. Gary Payton's cousin and I used to work together. And so I saw he was always in Supersonics gear, and I heard all kinds of fun stories. Miss Jessie Star said, Philly's AAA team used to be the Ottawa Lynx. We wish they would rock that gear as a throw. Oh, that's fun. So where my brother lives, that Ottawa. Huh. That's interesting. We have the Rainiers down the road, which is where we went to their stadium to watch the Banana Ball a few weeks ago. And Cal Raleigh, who plays for the Mariners now, who was just everything last year, was crushing home runs left and right, is in a slump now. They sent him down to recover from an injury. You never know if that's true or not. But he's actually going to be playing this coming week with the Rainiers. And we debated maybe going, but the tickets are already, through the roof. I'm surprised Houston hasn't given Tennessee a good offer to take back the Oilers, and I'm sure Houston could. I hope at some point they will. I hope at some point they will, because it makes zero sense that those clowns are wearing Oilers gear on the throwback games. It just really pisses me off. Nobody should care that much, but I do for some reason. Because I grew up with the Oilers. I want to wear Oilers gear. I've seen really cool stuff, but I will not wear it unless it says Warren Moon or something on there. I'm not going to wear it while the freaking Tennessee has that. Banana Ball was so much fun. We saw the clowns play the party animals, and it was so much fun. Like, it is. I don't know if you've ever been. If anybody here has never been, you should try to go to a Banana Ball game. I described it, and people don't agree with me, but I still hold to this. I described it as WWE meets baseball. And what I mean by that is it is a spectacle. It is a show that is put on. People have entrances. Each character has a full character with their own way they've done their uniforms and stuff. There's music played nonstop the whole time, so everybody's in the seats. They're interacting with fans, they're tossing out stuff. But what I'm most amazed by is the way that the company that runs Banana Ball is run, their CEO, and the way that tickets are a reasonable price at $35. There's no secondary market. They won't allow the scalpers to sell them. Any extra tickets or unused tickets that come back to them get put right back up on their website at retail price. All their merch is fairly priced, and if it says $30 for a shirt, it's $30. That's it. There's no tax, no extra fees, no BS. I think everything about it is so brilliant and so well done, and it's such a good time. If you get to go to a Banana Ball game, highly recommend it. Brewers were the Seattle Pilots, and the Braves were in Milwaukee. It's nuts. Can't get tickets, not willing to pay the... So Angus Maximus, how we got tickets. We watched on the official Banana Ball website, and the day before the game, some tickets showed back up. Whether those were on hold and were released back for sale because a player didn't use them, whether somebody had bought tickets and then they had to cancel for some reason, they went back on the main website. So I recommend leave that, if there's a day that you're wanting to go to a game that's coming, leave that day open in your schedule and then just be checking their website regularly. And you might be able to catch tickets at face value, even in the 24 hours or the day of. I think we bought ours day of. We found them the night before, but we bought them day of. Banana Baseball is having a game on TBS. Don't remember which game. Or yeah, they nationally televise their games. They put them on YouTube and something as well, I think, so that everybody can watch and enjoy. Now, it's not going to be the same as being there at the park, but if you're on the fence about whether or not you'd enjoy it, I highly recommend watching it and check it out. Yeah, hopefully that helps you, Angus. Kelly had tried to buy tickets off of like Game Time, and she bought them. And then when we were supposed to get the tickets, every time we would go to collect them off the link, there was an error. And she communicated with customer service, and they were like, we're going to get this solved. We'll get the tickets to you. Well, there's a policy from Banana Ball that specifically says secondary ticket sale markets cannot sell our tickets. We do not allow them to be transferred if they were sold on a Game Time or a blah, 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 or whatever. Now, I'm sure some scalper, some actual dude will advertise it, in different ways, and he could sell you tickets at an exorbitant price, but it's not available to the masses. So if somebody has to cancel and they can't go and they can't give the tickets to a friend, if for whatever reason tickets were held and then were released, they're not putting them up on Ticketmaster to make a ton of money. They put them right there on their own website for sale. And so you could, especially in a bigger stadium, where ours is a tiny stadium where they played, in a bigger stadium for a major ballpark or something, probably more likely you could get tickets. Jackson Olsen is doing Dancing with the Stars this year. Jackson Olsen. That name rings a bell. Is that the baseball player for the Orioles? Oh no, he was on the Bananas. That's interesting. One of the other ones was on Love Island. Very interesting. They are becoming their own celebrities. One of the things I talked about last time that we talked about it is I read, I don't know if it's true or not, haven't seen the data, that each one of them that is in Banana Ball, all the employees make good salaries. Like they can live off the money, which I think, again, the guy who's running it is building a once-in-a-lifetime business. And he's taking care of the people that are that are on his staff. And I appreciate that and respect that. You can make money and not screw your employees over. It's a crazy idea, but you can do it. Have I seen Cosmic Baseball? No. Cosmic Baseball Let's Glow. Whoa, like blacklight baseball. So a competing league to the Banana Ball. Also a lottery to get tickets. Oh, what a brilliant idea. I could totally see some sort of crossover event one day between Banana Ball and Cosmic. They'd have to work out all the logistics on who makes the money and blah, 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 but I could totally see that happening one day. Oh, I would check that out for sure. First couple innings are normal play, then once it gets dark, it's Cosmic. Oh man, I'm gonna sign up. Let's see, do they have a schedule? Let me look at the schedule first. Everybody might want to see this. Norfolk, Virginia, Durham, North Carolina, Louisville, Kentucky, Akron, Ohio. And this is June, July. Buffalo, New York, St. Paul, Minnesota. There you go, the 10th and the 11th. St. Paul, Minnesota. Moines, Iowa. Oh, Des Moines. There, I was going to say, there's a Des Moines, but there it is, Des Moines, Iowa. Columbus, Ohio. Worcester, Maryland. Then in August, still Maryland. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Toledo, Ohio. Reno, Nevada, Fresno, California. I imagine they don't go too deep into maybe October. Charlotte, North Carolina. Scranton, Pennsylvania. Indianapolis, Sugarland, Texas. Oh, how fun. When's that? That's September? That's where the Sugarland Mosquitoes play, where Roger Clemens' son played, and he came and pitched a game there once. Las Vegas in October, Sacramento, and Albuquerque, New Mexico, I imagine, to close out the season. So no Seattle, Washington for them, nowhere close, but Sugarland, that'd be cool to go to a game there. Oh yeah, Zach Monifer, you should check it out, man. This seems really cool. I'm still gonna put my name in the lottery for if they come up this way. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it out. Thanks for the heads up on that, Miss Jessie Star. Well, you guys really love your baseball, don't you? No. Roger Clemens was a catcher that came up through the organization in the late 2000s. Like, I want to say around 2008, 2009. Roger Clemens had retired, and his son came up as a catcher. And Roger Clemens came out of retirement and pitched a game with the minor league team that his son was the catcher for, so that they could play together. Tickets sold out in seconds to be able to go, because at that point it was before Roger Clemens got accused of all the. He must have more than one son then, because I'm 99% sure he was pitching to a son who was a catcher. I thought for sure that was it. I mean, it's possible I misremembered that, but I feel in my gut that to be true. Oh, you have to pick the city and state. I think you just go on the waiting list for whenever they came to your area. Oh, then I'm not going to fill that out right now. Let me Google this. Roger Clemens pitching, Sugarland. Must have been a different one. This was 2012. I'm reading the article. I'm skimming the article. There's no mention of his son. Well, that kind of missed the point. I know I did not imagine this. Here it is. Back from 2012, September 8th. It says Roger Clemens' second start for the Sugarland Skeeters had a special twist to it when the 50-year-old right-handed pitched to his son, who was squatting behind the plate. Okay, good. I did not imagine this. Let's see, was it which son it was, or if it was Cody. Maybe Cody playing at a different Kobe. Does he have one Cody, one Kobe? It says his oldest son, Kobe, catching him against Long Island. There you go. Good, I'm not nuts. At least not about that. Cody was on the Phillies organization. He's currently with the Twins. Oh, he's still playing? That's cool. Clemens on the mound at 50. Well, the steroids certainly help with that. And to be fair, I don't have any problem with that. I don't really care about the whole steroids thing. I enjoy watching good baseball. And what Mark McGwire did on HGH, which was legal when he was taking it, was phenomenal. It was so much fun to watch. I do agree that at some point it changes the game to a point where they got to push the walls back, stuff like that. But you know, good baseball is good baseball. I don't really care about all that stuff behind it. I just want everybody to play by the same rules. And when Mark McGwire was taking HGH, it was all legal. He just threw out a first pitch and Cody catch him the other week, but not in Texas. Oh, recently? All right, gang. It is 7:09. We need to get a box game in. I need to get prizes shipped. It's been a minute. So for those of you who have won recently, please be patient with me. I will sit down and take a day and just get a bunch of shipping done here soon. Hopefully before San Diego Comic-Con, so it's all out to you guys. Let's see. I'm going to pull up some of the prizes we've had recently, and we'll add a new one. We will have at least one pack from the Topps Chrome Deadpool. I saw a box of these on sale the other day at a card shop, not my local one. It was actually at a store in the mall, and they wanted close to $50 for a box of these. So one pack, like a $10 pack almost. So we'll have one pack of Deadpool. If you win that, you'll get to pick your pack. We got a dream bag from last year's Rocky Moto party. during San Diego Comic-Con. Got an exclusive in there that you could only get at the Dreams Party, I believe. We got a Mando Pop celebrating Mandalorian and Grogu in theaters. I have not seen it. Ben Feldman Prime, 31 months. We've got a Priscilla prize pack that will feature same stuff as last week, I believe. We've got a nice wallet from San Diego Comic-Con, an exclusive from a few years ago. We've got one of her amazing cleaning cloths for your glasses or screens or whatever, featuring your art from this year's Emerald City Comic-Con. We've got a keychain that is the backpack with all the little giblets in there, whatever you call those things. That was an exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con a few years ago. A sticker featuring your art for Emerald City Comic-Con. A temporary tattoo. And one of her Sune Tortai stickers, number 4 of 50. That is the Priscilla prize pack. And we need one more prize. What do we have? Oh, let's do that. We haven't done this in a while. I'm going to include a Bitty Pop Spider-Man. Do I want to use Spider-Man? I think I have multiple Spider-Mans. I do. Because I want to definitely have one of these when the movie comes out in end of July. We've got a Spider-Man. So if you win that one, I'll show you the back details. There are different ratios, I think. Yeah, some are 1 in 8, some are 1 in 12. I can't see the hardest to get ones. But if you get it right, you'll win all the prizes. So there's a chance. Last time I did it, I feel like somebody just did this. The last time I had a Bitty Pop in there. So those are the prizes. If you haven't played before, it's very simple. You're going to use your Sully Bucks to buy tickets into this raffle, if you will. You don't have to spend any money. You're spending your Sully Bucks. Those are the points you earn from watching the stream. They're free. I give them out regularly. I haven't given enough out today. We need to give out some more. But anyway, you can check your current balance like Blue Kachu just did and Zach Bonifer just did. Anybody watching on Twitch, you type in !points. That's POINTS. And you'll see how many you have, and then you'll spend those to buy a ticket or tickets into the giveaway. Angus, I have enjoyed it so far. I have not finished it. Turns out Nicolas Cage was pretty good casting for that, I think. He's fun in the role. I enjoy it. How about you? Are you watching it? Do you enjoy it? Spider-Man Bitty Poop. You can buy anywhere from 1 to 150 tickets in the giveaway. Each ticket will cost you 10 of your hard-earned Sully Bucks. Loyalty giveaway. We're going to select a Sully Bucks giveaway. If you guys will remind me after this, we can give away some more Sully Bucks as well. Not that one. This one, box game giveaway. There's only a couple rules of the box game giveaway. Everybody can participate, but if you win, you must give me a U.S. shipping address. Meaning, if you live outside of the country, you can use a friend. I can send it to them, they send it to you, or a reshipper, which you can set up. I ship it to them, they ship it to you. Those are your two options. Again, you can live anywhere, but I have to have a U.S. shipping address. And secondly, once you buy your tickets, we're going to do 7 minutes on the clock. We'll pick a winner. Once the name is chosen, that person has 2 minutes to tell me they're here, tell me which box they want and which prize they hope to win. If they don't respond within the 2 minutes, we pick another winner. Those are basically the only two rules. I will definitely show the prizes again, Misty, but we've got a Mandalorian pop from, it's the fall exclusive one from 2019, I believe. Yeah, it is 2019, so it's a little bit older one now. I think this one goes on average like $35-40 somewhere in that ballpark last I looked. Might have gone up when the movie came out. I don't know. All right, here we go. 7 minutes on the clock. You can start buying your tickets now. ! Enter and the number of tickets, or ! Ticket and the number of tickets you'd like to buy. Remember, tickets are 10 Sully Bucks each. So if you buy 10 tickets, that's 100 points that will come out of your account. If you buy 150, that's 1,500 points that'll come out of your account. However much you want to spend, that's up to you. You can earn more Sully Bucks by simply being here during the stream. It's that simple. Hey, while I'm thinking about it, box game for Extra Life. If we were to do some sort of auction scenario, later this year. Maybe that would be something good. What do you guys think? Like we did an auction on each box or each slot, and we auctioned off 5 slots, and then you could win prizes, and all the money raised went to charity. Would that be something that you guys think might be fun? Of course, we need to get more people in here in order to do that. I don't know if Whatnot can facilitate anything like that for charity. I never did get an answer last year, mainly because I didn't investigate it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Misty. I'm thinking like 5 prizes, with one of them being like a really good prize. We auction off 5 slots. Highest bidder gets each slot, and then everybody gets a prize, but one of the 5 is better. Or like we go even more than 5. Maybe we go to like 50 boxes, kind of like a mystery box scenario. But they're all prizes. We do it all on one stream. Oh, I'm thinking like pops from my collection, exclusive stuff I can get my hands on, maybe stuff like packs of rare cards. Like at a minimum, it would have like stickers. Yeah, I think probably like, I'd have to do the math, but like maybe the big prize could be worth like $250. And like most of the prizes would be worth like 5 to 10. A droid's Boba Fett. I do have one, or a couple of those. SDCC announcements for DCC have been great. I have not paid attention to any. I have not read Dungeon Crawler Carl, but I am excited about it. I've seen a lot of people talking about it, and it's exciting news that we're going to get that. Is it a movie or a series? I'm excited about it, though. We need a good IP like that, something new and exciting. A series, even better. I'm more on series if possible. All right, prizes again for the box game tonight. We got the Mandalorian. It's a 2019 fall convention exclusive, not the New York Comic-Con booth, but yet I've had this in my collection since 2019. We've got a Dreams blind bag. That's Rocky Moto from the San Diego Comic-Con party that Mike Becker hosted last year. I got that myself while in the audience, so we know it's legit and fun and real. You'll get 1 pack if you win this box of Deadpool Topps Chrome. I have 5 or 6 packs in here. I'll show you. You pick one, we open it, you get the contents. We've got the Priscilla prize pack donated by our friend Priscilla, who was here earlier. She's given me all kinds of goodies. We got the Sune SDCC exclusive wallet, limited to 50 pieces on that, I believe. Yep. We've got the Emerald City Comic-Con cleaning cloth. We've got the keychain that was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive a few years ago with the backpack. We've got the Emerald City Comic-Con sticker. We got the Emerald City Comic-Con temporary tattoo, and a beautiful Sune Toratai exclusive sticker, number 4 out of 50. That's the Priscilla prize pack. And last but not least, we have the Bitty Pop Spider-Man. If you win this one, I'll show you the graphic on the back. You take a guess at which one you think it is. We'll open it. If you are wrong, you still get the Bitty Pop. If you're right, you win all of the prizes. And just for clarification, that is still only 1 pack out of here. You don't win all the packs. But you get the Pop, you get the Priscilla prize pack, you get the Dreams bag, you get one of the packs of the Deadpool, and the Bitty Pop that you guessed. You get it all. There's been at least 3 times now, I think, that somebody's won everything over the 6 years of streaming. I've never read anything since high school. I've almost read all 8 books this year. Wow, that was like me in Ready Player One. I'd read almost nothing, and then I read Ready Player One over the course of a week, which is super fast for me. And then I listened to Ready Player 2. But I'm definitely interested. I think I could sit down and read some Dungeon Crawler Carl. All right, I said I'd give 7 minutes on the clock. It's been 5. Let me pull this little trick and show this on screen in case somebody was not paying attention. Now they'll know we're playing the box game. 18 people, 647 tickets is low. I think people's balances are wearing thin. Remind me after this, we'll definitely give away some more Sully Bucks. But for those of you who aren't in the know, you can earn Sully Bucks by coming by the stream and watching whenever I'm live. If you're for every 10 minutes you're here, you earn 2 points. You need 10 points for an entry. And then I'll give away, if we're playing games and we get a win or something, I give away more points. At the end of a stream, when I go to raid to somebody else, I give away points. If we do a giveaway like I'm going to do in a few minutes after the box game, I give away more points, etc., etc. All right, less than 1 minute left. The boxes are loaded. The prizes are shown. Misty, who has like 1 million points still, probably. But, I mean, I used to stream, what? Every day of the week to start off in COVID, and then that went down to like 5 days a week, and then it went to 3, and then it went to 2, and now we're at 1. I bet you are, Walking Miracle. Maybe I should up the rate at which you earn them. As long as it's even across the playing field for everybody that's here, the raise, then it would be helpful. Falconer is here. Falconer got a ticket. You can win off 1 ticket. It's happened before. Boba James bought 1 ticket. Nadu6 bought 1 ticket. I love it. If we see those names come up. Yo, SDME, what's happening? All right, time is up. I'm going to give you an extra 10 seconds because I wasn't paying attention. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're closing the giveaway. All right, and now we draw a winner. Let's get a little drum roll in the chat. We're going to draw our winner in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And our winner is Walking Miracle! Let's go! Walking Miracle has not won this in a while. Walking Miracle, you know the drill, and I know you're here, so we'll just wait patiently while you tell me which box you won and which prize you were hoping to win. And let's give away a prize. We got a congrats from Misty and Blue Blue Kachu and Nadu6 and Cutie Beck. GG's from Parrot, a recent winner. Official said congrats. Angus Maximus said rigged. Leave it to somebody here. Walking Miracle says box 3 and she's looking for the PPP, which we all know is the Priscilla PP, or the Priscilla Prize Pack. She's chosen wisely with box 3. We'll just set that right there, and we'll do our normal no shenanigans box reveals, so you can see all the prizes you didn't win first. Starting with box 5. You did not win the Spider-Man Bitty Pop, so the chance to win it all is gone. Have to wait for another week for a chance to win it all. That makes me feel better. I love to see somebody win it all, but then I have to get more prizes, which I am going to continue to try to come up with some good prizes for you guys now that I have regular income. Box 1, another prize you did not win. Did not win the Dreams bag. She now has a 33.33333% chance of getting the Priscilla PP. She's down to the Mando and Grogu Pop, the Deadpool pack, or the Priscilla Peepee. We're down to 3 boxes left. Yeah, box 3 is what's up there. Let's show box 2, another prize she did not win. She did not win the Mando Pop. It comes down to Deadpool or Priscilla. The classic battle we've all seen played out before. Priscilla taking on Deadpool, and we all know how that goes. Stupid mic. It comes down to boxes 4 and 3. What will she win? No deal today, kids. No deal. She picked box 3, and I think that's just a solid box choice. Let's see. Is it the Priscilla PP? It is the Priscilla PP! I swear, I think Priscilla's stuff is given away more than anybody else's, any of the other boxes. That's amazing. Priscilla PP! Walking Miracle's getting the wallet. She's getting the cleaning cloth. She's getting the keychain. She's getting the stickers. She's getting it all. And just to prove no shenanigans, Deadpool pack was in box 4. Congratulations, Walking Miracle. I love it. Let's put your name on our postie here. I'll show the prizes again. The reason Priscilla gives this stuff is so everybody knows about all of her fun exclusives and her products. So you guys make sure you continue to support her. I know we all do at the conventions, but don't forget to check out her website and keep an eye on her Twitter. One of the best ways you can support her, if you're not already doing it, please do it. Set up notifications so when she tweets or puts something on Instagram or whatever that you get notified about it. Make sure you go in there immediately and like it and repost it and retweet it and leave a comment and bookmark it and add it to your bookmarks and download all those actions. Do all of them. Every single post, so that it will go out and the rest of the world can see it. Because the more we do that, the more Priscilla will create and build a community, and we all want to say we were a part of helping build her up, right? She's got such amazing art, and she's just an awesome person. Here's the wallet, Sune wallet. That's what you're getting, Walking Miracle. Nothing else, just that. I'm kidding. You're also going to get the cleaning cloth. I use mine every day. I love this. It's the best cleaning cloth I've had for years for my glasses. You're getting the SDCC backpack with the stuff inside. You're getting the sticker from Emerald City Comic Con. You're getting the temporary tattoo from Emerald City Comic Con. You're getting the Sune and Toratai, and I forgot, I also got some extra stickers from our friends at My Pops, so I'll toss that in for you as well. Congratulations, Walking Miracle. I'm going to put all your stuff in this Disney Neon box to keep it together. I think it'll fit. It will. It will. And hopefully get those deliveries out soon. So let me know which address you want me to send it to. You can send me, of course, a Twitter DM is best for me, but whatever works for you. Of course, Walking Miracle. This is the way. This is the way. Speaking of, I'm hoping to get them done in time. You guys know I actually did the art for these a week ago, and I just didn't place the order. But to continue, Charles, what are you doing? You came to say hello? Did you come? You want to say hello to everybody on screen? Don't step on everything. Come on now. This is not your first rodeo. You want to say hello to everybody? No, don't fight me. Don't fight me. There's Chuckaducka. There's the Chuckaducka. She's getting heavier. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make fun of your weight. I know you're sensitive. So you need to go outside? Yeah, just bang your tail and everything. She needs to go outside. I'm going to go let her out real quick, and I'll be right back. While I'm doing that, you guys can get in. Let me close this giveaway. Walking Miracle #1. And let's give away some more Sully Bucks. Real quick. Loyalty, giveaways, Sully Bucks giveaway. 3 winners will win 100 or more. Everybody can get 1 ticket for free. There you go. Exclamation point enter or exclamation point ticket. I'll give you guys about 3 minutes while I go let the dog go out. Chuckaducka! We've got this. You go out our back door, and there's a little hill that goes up, and it's about, I don't know, 4 to 5 feet up, and then the yard levels out. She has this path where she goes out the door and up the hill and launches herself off the top, and she gets at least 4 feet in the air, if not higher. But I saw her the other day. She comes and runs and goes off the top of that hill, and she's a little front heavy. So she ended up almost going head over or heels over head. Just caught herself, but she looks so happy when she leaps off the top of that hill. I need to get a video for sure. I got to get the camera set up in just the right spot to catch it, because she has to go out and then up. It's just hilarious. And then she does the when I come out of if I'm over here working during the day, she comes and sits at the top of the stairs. Very sweet, very quiet. She just waits patiently. until she can't wait anymore, and then she'll start whining. But as soon as I come around the corner and she can see me, she starts getting all excited and spinning. I've been trying to catch that on video, and it's like she knows when I'm videoing and she won't do it. I'll catch her eventually. She's just the funniest little thing. Such a sweet dog. She just wants to cuddle up and love us all the time. She's still to date. She's been here 2 years plus. She doesn't chew on anything. She won't touch anything that's not one of her toys or her food. I was sitting on the couch yesterday, and I had my phone right next to me on the cushion, and she came over and she saw the phone, and she was trying to figure out how to put her paws so she could snuggle up with me without stepping on the phone. I was like, what dog does this? Like, what dog cares? She's so sweet. She knows not to mess with it. Eventually, she just was like getting angry at me because I wouldn't move the phone. I moved the phone. She's so cute. All right, it's been about 3 minutes. 18 people in case you didn't catch it before. I'm doing a giveaway for more Sully Bucks. I give a minimum of 200 Sully Bucks to 3 people. If their current total balance ends in a 5, 6, or 7, I'll give them more points. We're going to close this giveaway in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Closing the giveaway. And we'll draw 3 winners. First winner is Linder77. Yeah, let's go. Our second winner is Zach Bonifer. He'll do the math. And our third winner is LL Falconer, who's turned into he takes our minutes of all of our prizes. I appreciate that, Falconer. Let me get a photo of the names, because I'm using the system in kind of a weird way, not how it was built. And we'll close the giveaway. Now on screen, we'll do this so everybody can see. We go to the loyalty leaderboard. We'll look up the first name, which is Linder77. If she has a total balance that ends in a 5 or a 7, she'll get 500 points. If she gets a 6 at the last number, she'll get 300 points. Anything else gets 200 points. All right, let's look her name up. And Linder currently has 26,430. It ends in 0, so she will get 200 points. Nothing to sneeze at. It would take you a long time to earn that. All right, submit. Linder77, 200 more points. And then we've got Zach Bonifer. Zach Bonifer currently ends in a 6. 46,436. So he'll get 300 Sully Bucks. Wait, why is Linder's name still in there? Weird. Linder got hers. Zach Bonifer got his. And last but not least, we got LL Falconer. Currently at 60-17. Falconer got the 7. He gets 500 Sully Bucks. Congratulations, Falconer. Congratulations to all of our winners. You're very welcome, Linder. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you always being here. All right, gang. So I'm pretty sure Kelly said she had to work until like 8 or something like that. So it's going to be a little while before she gets home. So I want to hang out a little bit longer if you guys are down with that. I didn't figure you'd try to rush me out of here. What do we want to do? We can continue to chat. We could look at more drop stuff. We could play the video store game. I haven't played it in a hot minute. What do you guys want to do? Any particular requests? I do want to show y'all, while y'all are thinking on that, I want to show y'all, this is not doing this justice. I'm not doing it justice. Here is in Procreate. This looks way better in here. Here's my design for the logo. The gold, for some reason, this just went way dark up here, and I don't know what I did wrong. Let's see. This one has a lot of layers to get this to work, and for some reason, one of the layers is on causing a problem. See if I can figure it out real quick. It's not those. It's not that. That's weird. Everything says it should not be doing that. I'll just try to export it again in a little bit. Video Store Games says Walking Miracle, Masters of the Universe. Yes, exactly. Angus Maximus. It's the in Masters of the Universe, the action figures. There was Battle Armor He-Man. I've already done the Masters of the Universe standard logo, so I want to do something a little different. Battle Armor He-Man logo. If you look it up, it looks like this. This was the H on his chest, and then it would flip. There was, I think, 2 or 3 options. And each one was more damage than the other. So the standard, this is just the standard no battle damage. I think it came out pretty good. That's too dark. It doesn't do it justice. But when it arrives in your wallet, it looks better than theirs, I think. Like, I spent a lot of time. It's really tricky to get the, a lot of what I've been doing over the last few is a combination of Illustrator and Procreate. So to get the angles on the sides that have like the light shining and the shadows, all of that I have to do in Procreate. I just cannot do it in Illustrator at the same level. Let's see if I can even go back to the other one. I have to do 2 separate files to get this to work too. Let's see. Look at all the each one of these is a layer down the side that it took to build this. Whoa. So each one of those is a separate component to build this. Seems really simple, but it's not so simple. But if I go back and take off all the like extra shadows and stuff that I put on the top to make it happen, let's see how crappy this looks to start with. It's really pretty interesting. I love the process of learning how to do all this stuff and teaching myself, and I've gotten pretty good at Procreate over the last few years. Gotta turn that one off too. Here's what it looked like when I first brought it in. Bleh. Right? Very bland. Just looks like it's not very fun at all. And then I have to go and add all those extra little bits of shadow here and there and select different areas. And NFT sandwich. What? Dagwood. What? Savage said Movie Retakes did a Motu episode, right? Yep, that's correct. That's what created the LE Movie Retake sticker, correct? I need to revisit that podcast episode. Are they still available? I believe so. I think they're all still on, everywhere. I'm pretty sure. But where did we host? Was it Podbean? No. What's the name of the website? I'm still paying the monthly on that thing. I should know it. Podcast hosting platforms. It's been so long since I put one up there. That's crazy. It's not Podbean. Oh, well, I know we do. We just go to the Twitter. Movie retakes. Lots of layers. Buzzsprout. Yeah, looks like they're all still there on Buzzsprout. And see all episodes. Yeah, when did I put this one up? Okay, Masters of the Universe, there it is. Originally went up February 21st, 2021. Over 5 years ago, we made this podcast talking about the movie that comes out yesterday, technically, but this weekend. That is nuts. That was in season 2. And in there, we projected what we thought the movie would be like, who would take on the roles, like who would be cast in them, and we pitched our own concepts on what we wanted to see the movie be. All that's the same thing. But a lot of fun doing that with my brother. It's so funny, the folks over at TRU that I stayed on or visited their podcast or live stream a few weeks ago, they were like, hey, we do a movie review podcast. Would that be something you'd be interested in? And I'm like, I've done a few of those. Yeah, I'd love to sit in. So I might sit in with them to review a movie. Another interesting thing too is I look back at this artwork, and I spent a lot of time on that artwork when I first made it, and I immediately look at that and go, oh, there's so much crappy work in there. I could do so much better now. Isn't that funny? But that's 5 years ago. I've done a little bit in between. Geez, 5 years ago, before there was a Whisper production. So no, all the ideas for our podcasts, with the exception of a couple of episodes, came from the rumor mill on, hey, they're gonna reboot this. More not so much the rumor mill as something was announced that it was in development at some stage. So at that point, they had said, we're going to do it. I think they cast one guy, and then like a year or two went by, and they canned him, and then they moved on to somebody else. So it went through a few iterations. Doing a Masters of the Universe movie's been talked about for many years, but we did our episodes based on the fact that there was something in production. So if you look, like, I think an exception was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. They weren't going to do anything for that, but we had a Thanksgiving episode. But if you look back at Scream, because there was another Scream movie coming. Mortal Kombat, we just got the second one. They've done 2. Highlander, currently in production. That one's going to be out next year. Spaceballs, filmed, ready to go. We get that fairly soon. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, I don't remember on that one. Gremlins, the third Gremlins is in production now. Space Jam, we got the one with LeBron after that came out. Demolition Man, that one, I remember Sylvester Stallone specifically announced that he had written a full script for Demolition Man 2 back in 2020, and he was starting the process. So it could take that long. Snowpiercer, we got the series. That was Dune. We've had 2 movies come out now since this first came out, and another one on the way. Ghostbusters, we got 1. We've got more coming. No, we've got 2. So on and so on. Coming to America, we got the second one, went straight to Amazon. We actually watched that together on a live stream one day. Top Gun, we got Maverick, so on and so on. So we did all of them based on the fact that something had been announced. Yeah, Angus, I'm very excited about that, because I have, since that movie, I think that's his best movie, I've been a fan of Wesley Snipes. That and it'd be a tie, that and Blade. But I loved him in Major League, and I just, he's so good. He was in Coming to America, ironically. I think there's so many, he's got so many great movies, but I think his role as, was it Simon, I'm blanking on it now, but in Demolition Man was probably his best, and I would love to see him, if not reprise the role, I would absolutely love to see him, them make the second one. Oh yeah, Wolverine and Deadpool. I mean, he was playing Blade for sure, but I was very excited about that. And honestly, I think what the rumors in Hollywood, what's happening is they're not going to make the Mahershala Ali one. I think he's essentially going to get cast aside permanently, and they're going to end up making a full-on Logan-style Blade movie. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Blade appear, maybe just Wesley Snipes, but both Wesley and Mahershala Ali in Doomsday or Secret Wars. Exactly. I just, based on what happened in the fan response for Deadpool and Wolverine, I just don't see them ignoring Wesley Snipes in another, whether it's a full movie or a small role. Yo, what's up, Lugs? Hey, Sully, did you go to the Taco Bell offsite at SDCC? Yes, I have a shirt that I wore until I couldn't wear it anymore from that offsite. The problem was I didn't actually get in. I went and I met up with my buddy and stood in line for 3 or 4 hours, and we hardly moved. And then I had to leave because I had a work-related thing. I was at Funko at the time, and which turned out to be a dud. I shouldn't have left. But my friends stayed in line, and they finally got in hours later. But the problem was, so they did such a cool thing. They made the offsite, and you could go in, and there was Taco Bell food, like from the movie, the futuristic food. And you could sit down and eat, and then there was merch for sale. But they had a limited capacity, and the people that sat down and eat took too long. It should have been like a window where you walked up and got some of the food, and then you had to keep moving. And so it just took way too long. But the merch, they have the shirt, which I got, and I have a Taco Bell Demolition Man pin, enamel pin, somewhere in a box I have to go find. I really wanted to get in there. We saw them decorating it from the outside, saw photos. Matter of fact, there should be a plethora of photos. Let's see. Images. Demolition Man offsite. Let's try Comic-Con. There were photos definitely of inside. Here we go. They had the Taco Bell neon light up there. They had the 3 seashells on display. They had the costume. That was just a rough rendering that they shared. But that 25 logo on the back of the shirt at the back top center, it has that logo. I wonder if there's anything on eBay. Wait, no, not 2025. 25 years. The shirt should come. There's the pin. I have this pin. It's the coolest. It's that futuristic Taco Bell logo. It has the 25th anniversary. It's not serial numbered. There's the 25th anniversary logo on there as well. Oh, there was the hat. I did not get the hat. There was a shirt. I loved my shirt. Maybe it's sold. Not even one sold. No, what? Nobody's even selling a knockoff one anywhere. Wow, it's not. I'll have to find it. I have it still. I would not get rid of that shirt. I loved it, but I just wore it until I couldn't wear it anymore. Yeah, I that's what SDCC is all about. I love those offsites and that cool stuff, but I think any company who goes into it who doesn't know what they're doing, like whoever did that, did not know what they were doing. Took way too long. You got to get people in and out, especially if you have merch to sell. You got to get them in and out quick. You got to get them in and out real quick. Lugs followed that up. Yeah, me and a couple friends went. We definitely stayed way too long, but the bathroom was hilarious. Oh, they had the seashells? Yeah, I didn't get to see it. Savage said, why are PR companies so bad when it comes to line crowd control with all? Well, on the flip side of that, there is something when you're creating these events about you have to maintain a line outside. There must be at least a bit of like, oh, it's tough to get in. It was a tough ticket to get. It's going to sell out. If you don't have a little bit of that, if it's too easy to get in, you basically have a failure on your hands. You gotta have a little bit of that exclusivity and FOMO, or it's not a good offsite. So to strike that balance is difficult. It's not easy. I listened to the SDCC Blogs podcast this week, and they talked to someone who worked on the Peacemaker issue. Really interesting on how they make those offsites and what goes into it. I would like to hear that. I kind of boycotted them ever since I had a run-in with them. But I was on their podcast once years ago, actually, as a guest. I really enjoy the behind the scenes and the how is it made and that kind of stuff is so interesting to me. They need people to spend some time there so they're not elsewhere on the con. Yes, that is there was an interview probably from the SDCC blog, the unofficial blog, or somebody else. I can't remember who was on, but they had the guy who's in charge of all of Comic-Con. And I remember it being an aha moment when I heard him say this. His job, above all else, is to spread people out. You cannot have everyone on the show floor, or everyone on one end of the hall at a Hall H thing, or everyone outside in the front. The job is people management and making sure that, yes, there's a really cool Star Wars panel in Hall H, but at the same time, there's a really cool Star Trek panel at the Marriott. And that you're trying to get people to run in opposite directions, right? Now, the offsites are they're not controlled by SDCC. I don't even think they have to get approval from San Diego Comic-Con to have an offsite. It's about who rents out a building and puts on a thing, right? But they are needed. And over the last few years, sadly, it's been far less than what it used to be. I can't remember the last super cool offsite that I was like, oh, I have to go to that. like the days of the Game of Thrones or the Ready Player One or the Godzilla or the back when Nerd HQ was a thing. Hopefully it's ramping up. It has taken a lot of time since COVID. My fear is that companies are like, we're not getting the bang for our buck. We want to spend that money on online advertising instead of a thing at SDCC. What they don't, and maybe they're right, but what they don't fully get is that you have a chance to be at the nerd epicenter of the world. And what happens for those 150,000 people at San Diego Comic-Con is magnified times 1,000,000 for all the people watching. There's so many people that are watching that week and wanting to know. Some of the coolest things ever were what Marvel have done with, like, Tom Hiddleston coming dressed out as Loki, or them showing the trailer for Infinity War, but not showing it anywhere else. It only showed in that room one time. Just those moments are what make Comic-Con Comic-Con. And if all the companies decide, oh, we don't want to go this year, or oh, we don't want to do an offsite, or we don't want to have a booth anymore, we don't want to have exclusives, blah, 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 it just will start to deteriorate. And that would be the worst nightmare. Like, I want it to be the thing that everyone wants to go to, and it's hard to get to, and not everybody can get a ticket, and I want all that to stay in place for a long, long time. Yes, Marvel is back in Hall H. That helps tremendously. That's exciting. I'm sure the people that run Comic-Con International, are just stoked when they know that Marvel's going to be there. It just elevates the whole thing. Speaking of SDCC, Sully, did you see this yesterday's exclusive? Said Nadu. I'm clicking on the link. I trust Nadu to give me. Ooh, that's dope. A Misfits, Skeletor, and Castle Grayskull. That's dope. With a trading card. That's a great idea. I like yesterday's. I think their pin that was making fun of Funko and a couple others occasionally have been a bit much. But I like a lot of what they do, and they've had a really good run at San Diego Comic-Con with their exclusive. Oh, that's a great Michael Jackson Moonwalker one. I know I stood in line with Misty one year to get the yearly pin that they do. Yeah, they do some great stuff. That art looks... Well, I mean, it's supposed to look like the Misfits, but as far as who the artist is that did it, it's got Pardee vibes, but he has his own booth, typically. Living Conundrum said, offsite is one thing, but when the con is held in different building blocks apart, that makes the event not fun. Emerald City Comic Con is a challenge, and they still haven't figured it out. They're trying to. They have the new building. For some reason, they still utilize the old building. They have hotels involved, and it's all separated by a couple of blocks. At least it's not hot, but it's a bit too much to navigate. And this year they had a nightmare of a ticketing process. We went to go pick up our tickets, and that took like 2.5, 3 hours. That should never be a thing. I didn't pay $100 and whatever for my ticket to go stand in line for 2.5 hours. You better have that down. I know I should have gotten it mailed to me in advance, but I didn't. I didn't know when I was going to go. I bought the ticket. I need to be able to slide through there and get my ticket and get into the con as quickly as possible. You cannot have people hanging out for that long not getting the event that they paid for. 2 years ago, the drone, yes, that drone show was so badass for Deadpool and Marvel. Or for Deadpool and Wolverine. I missed it. I didn't get to see it, but I've seen the videos. Outstanding. So cool. This year we've got right around the time we've got Spider-Man coming out like a week and a half later. I forget what other movies are coming out at the same time, but there's some very cool Comic-Con centric things. Movie releases. I feel like there's something that comes out that weekend. July 2026. I guess we need to start spending some time on Fridays looking at this stuff. What is it? I thought there was something like that weekend, but it doesn't look so. So I guess Spider-Man's the big one. The Odyssey. See, the Odyssey to me is not going to be a big San Diego Comic-Con thing, though, right? Like, they may have a panel. They might have, but they wouldn't have an off-site. They're not going to have any cool exclusives. It's just not the kind of movie for that, right? No, I'm not having an off-site. Doomsday in December, yeah, absolutely. But I was thinking like right at the time of Comic-Con. Yeah, we've got a lot to be excited about with upcoming movies and announcements and all that stuff. But usually there's something going on right around. And so I guess Spider-Man Brand New Day is probably going to get some serious attention. Supergirl comes out this month, so it'll be out before. Which means, like, what's the point in promoting Supergirl at Comic-Con if the movie's already out? When's Toy Story 5? That's a good one. June 19th. See, that's out in a couple weeks too. That's pre-SDCC, so it doesn't make any sense for them to invest marketing dollars for anything specifically for those movies because you're missing the point of the marketing. X-Men cast could definitely be announced during. Yeah, that would be amazing. But that's rumor. You don't never know how that's going to go. One of the other coolest moments ever for me was being in Hall H when they brought out the entire cast, and I mean the entire cast of X-Men Days of Future Past. That, I've never screamed so loud for a nerd thing. When they set up all the chairs, there must have been 20, 25 chairs. I was sitting next to Steve, Nerd Foo Steve, and I was like, what are they bringing out that's so big? And then I was like, I think I guessed it. I was like, wait a minute, Days of Future Past? Could it be? Because X-Men First Class is one of my all-time favorite X-Men films. Probably my favorite. So I was very excited about Days of Future Past. And I think it was a good movie. It wasn't like the best, but it was good. Yeah, I just really hope that for Comic-Con, like if I had to go back and take notes from last year, I definitely, I want to see more off-sites. I want to see more, like there needs to be something off-site like Nerd HQ was, like Chris Hardwick's podcast Once Upon a Time, like those kind of events off-site that draw Conan, that draw people across multiple days to come to something in the evenings. Or like I would prefer the evenings. I loved when Chris Hardwick brought his podcast and he would have 2 shows on one night and you didn't know who the guest was going to be. He's back, by the way, podcasting again. He's got a deal with AMC where he's doing video with this podcast. And he used to moderate a lot of panels. He's been out of the limelight for a few years because of the accusations that were proven not to be true. He had his kids. They're grown up a little bit now. They're like 5 or 6 or whatever. So he's getting back into it. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a bit more Hardwick this year at San Diego Comic-Con. Maybe they bring him back for moderating panels. Maybe, and in a perfect world, he would bring his new podcast, but I think it's a little, like maybe next year for that. Spending money is still tricky, but like talking to Priscilla, she has a good finger on the pulse for San Diego Comic-Con. She said there's like 2 times a year that people spend money, and like one is Designer Con and the other one is San Diego. But San Diego is number 1. People go to San Diego Comic-Con to spend money. So that's why she always does as hard a booth, like makes as much stuff and pushes as hard as she does. And I think that's still true, even with the economic downturn. The people that do have money, that's one of the things they spend it on. So, but the companies are really the ones, they're trying to gauge how do we best spend our money. And a lot of them over the years, it seems more than I would want, have opted to go and put their ad dollars, those dollars into online ads or other events, and it's just a shame. I don't want to see that. I want to see it like it was in 2016, 2017. It was peak. It was the best. Sci-Fi used to have an off-site thing. Yes. Evil Dead Burn, maybe SDCC, although it's the week before. See, that's in a sweet spot, though. You're still at theaters. You want people to go see the movie. I think that could be a really good opportunity for them. But you don't want to do it for a movie that was out the month before. What's the average runtime at a theater? 30 days max now. I think some of the movie development, the movie studios are pushing for like a 45-day window in theaters before it can go to streaming, but it's 30 is max right now. So yeah, something like Toy Story, it wouldn't make sense for them to push it. Something like Supergirl, it wouldn't make sense for them to push it. Because they're at that point, unless they're going to push for streaming and sales digitally, but I don't think that's as lucrative as it once was. Yeah, I mean, I'm no expert on this, but I have a lot of knowledge from over the years and hearing people talk at Funko, and now it's interesting hearing people talk at Blockies, especially from a different country, different perspective. You know, like I can't say anything we've talked about or anything we're doing or not doing, but it's very interesting. I have my opinion, and then in many cases when I talk to other people, they don't share the same opinion about things like this. I mean, there's plenty of things people don't share opinions on, but when it comes to the cons, like to me, I think being at San Diego as a company is you're in it. You're representing that your company is part of that culture. Being a fan and being there is like nothing else. Like I'm still so blessed. I feel so blessed every year to be able to go and walk around the show floor, and especially now that I know people and get to go to things, like, you know, it's so fun. But I feel like over the last few years, it's become increasingly hard to get tickets to any of the off-site stuff. Was it last year? I tried to get tickets to a few things. I couldn't get it for anything. I like the Paramount Lodge a lot. They do a pretty good job of getting people through there. I hope they're back this year. Let's see if there's any news on that. I know getting the tickets is so tricky though. Last year, every year I've had to like make a deal or, yeah, having a squad helps for sure. Getting tickets, getting hotel, the whole nine. Paramount Lodge 2026. Oh, they're doing South by Southwest. It says they typically appear at San Diego Comic-Con, but there's been no announcement specifically. Somebody did a video. If Paramount Plus brings the lodge to SDCC, here's what it will likely look like. Let's check it out.
The Paramount Plus Lodge is back for its 4th year at South by Southwest.
Wait. Adjusting audio. 1 second. Send that to browser. Restart it. She's at South by Southwest, so this is what it looked like there.
The Paramount Plus Lodge is back for its 4th year at South by Southwest, and there are 3 levels of interactive fun. This is, welcome to West Texas and Landman Oil Fields. If you're a fan of Survivor, well, they are celebrating their 50th season in a big way.
Oh, yeah, they'll do that.
Fans can come up to the 2nd floor and light their own torch.
So really, Bubba James?
Experiences on each level. This activation is open through Sunday at the Clive Bar on Rainy Street.
Rainy Street. I've been there a few times. Yeah, they definitely would have Landman again. They might have what other shows are hot. Anything from the Taylor Sheridan universe may get a little nod there. They usually have a couple of things for movies that are there. There used to always be something Star Trek there, but Star Trek is all but dead now. Hey, what's up, Mindy? How are you? Thanks for coming by. We were just talking about San Diego Comic-Con and what we might see there this year or might expect to do. Trying to think of what Paramount Plus had last. They had a Dexter thing last year that was interesting. They had Ghosts is usually a part of it. I feel like there was a Mission Impossible thing last year. Oh, there was a whole room where you got popcorn, but that was Turtles. There was some Turtles related thing last year. So I guess it'll depend on what shows are coming out on Paramount Plus later this year as to what will be there or what movies will be Paramount launching. But I like that. I like that offsite. I just really wish Lioness is a good show, but I don't think they've ever done anything with that at San Diego Comic-Con before. I could be wrong. But I really miss, there needs to be something. Either Nerd HQ, offsite podcasts, Conan O'Brien, something like that. I would love to see somebody else bring in something new and exciting or bring it back. Like Conan could come back. He doesn't have a regular show anymore, but he could do his podcast there, and that would be phenomenal. I think there's what are some, like Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk have their own podcast. Once we were spacemen. They could do live podcasts and sell a huge audience. I would buy tickets to every single one they had if I could get them. I would love to see that, and they know better than. Matter of fact, that seems very possible to me. They know them more than just about anybody else because they used to be in with Zachary Levi when he did the Nerd HQ stuff, and they knew what it was like to have offsites at San Diego Comic-Con. I have not listened to their latest episodes, but I feel like if anybody was going to do it, we could see a Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk offsite for podcasting, and that would be really cool. And podcasting's bigger than ever. Imagine them doing a live thing or recording it there, having it at, it could be a small place, a small venue with expensive tickets, but more than likely they could do something at a big venue and really sell a lot of tickets. They could do something at the, the Balboa Theater, I think would be a great spot for them. Chris Hardwick was there a couple times. That's how I learned about Lioness. It was advertised at it was at the Paramount Lounge. Okay, all right. Oh, what is this? Pop and Stock already adding new tools while we're sitting here talking? God, this man is amazing. Let's take a look. Are we the first to see this? I'm allowed to share this, right? Looks like it's, wait, that says local host. That's not going to let me see it. But if I go to your website and I'm looking for this part at the end, I can figure it out here. There we go. Oh man, unbelievable, this man. Look what this is. So we going back to the Funko NFT discussion, I was saying it would be really interesting to see the volume of recent sales to know if people are still in this or not. And this man's went and did the thing. So we're looking at a chart from December to now of sales, and this is by month, not by day. There have only been 2,249 sales. Only $842 have changed hands on the Wax blockchain for Funko NFTs since December. That's unfortunately not a great sign. 100 unique buyers, 168 sellers. Wow. And the biggest peak was May. So this was at the announcement that everything was going to be moving over. We got the announcement the very end of April, and it went through May. So no surprise, there have been a lot of sales. 1,001. Half of all those sales came from May. Lug said, once for your spacemen, offsite would be amazing as long as they are auctioning off. And that's totally what Nathan Fillion used to do. I think we, as long as they don't have too many conflicts of other things going on, Nathan Fillion will be there to promote the rookie. He has been the last 2 years. Alan Tudyk will be there for something. He's a very busy guy right now too. But there really is the perfect time for them to do an offsite. I really hope it's possible. That they've been thinking about it. I will jump at the chance to visit whatever they're doing. Walking Miracles says, this is why we love Pop and Stop for sure, but also, yeah, keeping in mind that stuff was on drop, would these sales be counted? No, this is just on Wax. This is just on Wax. And we can break it down by, wow, how you do this so fast. We could look at the number of buyers, the number of sellers. Default is the volume. And then we could focus, okay, we could do daily. All right, that's really interesting. So this is daily, going back to December, but really the most important part is the last month. Can we can't set a time period, can we? Am I just all time, 25, 26? We can't really set a time period, but if we look, no surprise, May 1st, it picked up. If we go back to March, only 6 sales. That's a weird, 164. I wonder why a big peak on that day. Drop had already been done doing stuff then. That's a weird day. Somebody went on a buying spree. But you can see that sales picked up in the last month. But that number is pretty low. That is pretty low, which is a shame. If we look at something like Toy Story, it's one of the ones I really want to focus on. Only 6 sales for $745. And those were all since it moved from drop. It was a drop exclusive. So since it became available, that to me is crazy. That is crazy. We need to see those numbers go up. Click on 2026. Ah, there's the months. Beautiful. There we go. Just June. Let's look at all collections in June. There's a nice little peek on the 4th, which I bought some stuff. 65 sales. But look at this. Today, only 3. That just shows, I mean, I think that what shows us is not a lot of people are active right now, which means it's going to be tough to get my 11 remaining. Well, I found out it was more, but the 11 one I need to focus on. It's going to be a little tough to get unless, because maybe everybody's just holding. Maybe everybody that's interested is just holding to see what happens, if anything. For those who have it, they probably think it's pretty worthless. Or they've just stopped collecting in general. So I don't know how we're going to get people to get some of those ones listed that I need. Went to my local card shop today. They had Neon Hobby for $249 and Toy Story $634 a box. That is the Hobby retail price, believe it or not. And Toy Story, yeah. I think the retail on that was like $2.99 or $3.99, but it's definitely spiked because of how popular it is. I stopped into my local card store last weekend and I asked about Bowman Chrome Baseball. A box this big with like 7 packs was $65. The slightly bigger mega box was like $250. And the hobby box was like $450 or $500. And I'm like, I can't, I'm not playing in that world. No, that's too much. I'm going to stick with my little $25 box of Disney Neon. I'm probably not going to get much out of it. But for V-Friends, I'm willing to go in. A hobby of V-Friends is probably $250. I'll buy one and give it a shot. Why don't you list buy offers for the ones you want? Maybe someone will buy. So I have listed a few buy offers unsuccessfully over the years. The problem is, in order for someone to accept a buy offer, they actually have to log in and they have to go to that particular NFT. They have to see the offers there and they have to accept it. Now, I have 11, so I certainly could put in for them, right? No biggie. But I just don't know how many people are actually taking the time to go, oh, let me look at the value. I see there's a buy offer. Let me go over and look and see what these are selling for. They go and see what it's on sale for and go, oh, well, it's worth more than that person's offering. And not knowing that not a single one has sold. I think it's a great tool in a very busy market. But we have a very quiet market. And I don't think people are actually spending much time in there. Which is why I pray and hope, going back to what we were talking about with Priscilla earlier, that the guy who's running Atomic Hub now is able to bring in some new projects. Games, IPs, licenses, companies, people he's worked with, whatever, would be huge. I would love to see that. I think you might be able to, Walking Miracle. I have not done so. For me, it's just going to be a waiting, patient game. I don't know, for anybody who didn't see it before, I created my own little tool. It's running right here on this window. Every 15 minutes, it checks on the last 11 templates that I need to purchase one of to well, I found out there's a few more I need to buy, but these are the 11 most expensive ones, and it checks to see if any new listings have been put up, and then notifies me because I want them, but I'm not going to pay the current asking low price. I'm willing to wait it out. I could spend $200 and get everything I need and be done with this, but I kind of want to slow play it at this point and see if I can get some better deals. And I used Claude to design that. I have some ideas. I want to find out some other things I can do with Claude. I would love to incorporate something into my NFTs, some sort of burn event or trade in or whatever. But I've been talking about that for years, and you have to have time. I don't have a lot of time for that, but maybe we'll figure out something now that I have a tool like Claude. Oh, and the Atomic Hub guy said he's going to be building more tools for creators. So there's an opportunity there too, just depending on what he does. I know he's active in his Discord, but I'm not in there. I'm not seeing on a regular basis. I know Poppinstock is. Poppinstock, have you heard anything about the guy that's running Atomic Hub and any new projects that he's got on the hook to come on board or new tools that he's thinking about putting out? I'd love to see some new tools for blends, packs, games, whatever. I don't know what he's dreaming up, but he spent a lot of money on this thing, and he spent a lot of time on it. He's got plans. He thinks he can make money off of it. So I can't wait to see what that is, what his game plan ends up being. I think there's been some really fun projects along the way that had great plans, but the people that are running them are usually so short-sighted. They only want to, like, I got to make money now, or I got to make money in a few months. There's been a few, like Pop Paragon with Twitchy Tides he's been taking his time and doing it. I don't know what the recent status is. I haven't played in a while. I know Poppinstock has been slowly building his Twitch channel up, giving the guessing game and a chance for people to win wax. I don't know how well that's doing for him, but I think it's fun. I like that those things exist a lot, but we need some more. Did I lose y'all? I know. I know I talk too much about the NFT stuff. I just can't stop. I just can't stop thinking about it. I hope it picks back up because I feel like I have a lot of useless knowledge at this point. I think there could be. I would love for some project to come along and go, we want to go balls to the wall with this thing. We want to build this out and make it huge. We need somebody who's passionate to come in and lead this, and I get that phone call. But I'll also be very careful given how we've been burned on other things. Thank you, Walking Miracle. I appreciate that you agree. Oh, what I was going to talk about before I get out of here, because I got maybe 15 more minutes left in me. I am working on another ticket, another boarding pass. I have the art designed. I guess I could show you guys. Did I? Oh yeah, I shared it. I saved it on my phone. I just got to get this ordered, and I got to put it up for pre-sale. I did not have time to do this today. Maybe this weekend I will. If not, next week. I want to do one for the upcoming Washington State SummerCon. And then, of course, I'm definitely doing one for San Diego Comic-Con. That one's turning out to be a bit tricky on the art, but I made one for Washington State SummerCon, and my goal here is to continue this series, but I'm going to bring down the price a bit so we can sell more. I want to sell more to you guys. So why is it lighting up like I'm not trying to do anything with it right now? Hold on. It's lighting up like I'm trying to do something AI with it, and I'm not. So there's the boarding pass for Washington State SummerCon. I took an existing piece and edited it some to make the sticker, and there's the little embellishment of the sunshine rays on the corner of the N. That wasn't there before, but that will peel off as its own sticker. It's got the Puyallup is where it's hosted, June 19th through 21st. Washington State SummerCon. Everything else is the same. I'm still going to make 100, but I got to look back at what I charged before and what they're going to charge me for the production. And I'm going to bring the cost down a little bit to entice you guys to maybe buy more of them and to start building your sets. I know I got a handful of people. You guys who are here are probably the ones that are like, oh, I'm going to buy for sure. We'll see how many I can sell. But I'll be doing that for San Diego Comic-Con as well. Started on that. So hopefully I'll get the Washington State SummerCon one up for pre-sale next week. And then I can get them in production. I'm going to get them in production before I even do the pre-sale. But I'm going to do that. I want to keep this going. I've had so much fun with it. And I think it's a fun project. And I definitely want to have some to hand out while I'm there. Kevin Smith's going to be there. Jay Muse, Ming Chen. They're the ones I'm most excited to see. But a host of other people from a ton of different fandoms are going to be there. Nice, Walking Miracle. Thank you. I'm glad I could count on you. Yeah, it's there's a lot going on. I'm staying busy with work for dang sure, but I want to continue to keep this alive because I enjoy it. I enjoy hanging out with you guys, and I this is my fun time. This is my hanging out with my friends time. Don't get a lot of that outside of, you know, I love hanging out with Kelly and Macy and the family, but seeing you guys at cons and hanging out here is the only hangout time I get, really. Hey, any other questions or thoughts or whatever? If not, I'll probably start closing it down. I'll give away some more Sully Bucks. I'll raid to somebody, and then I can go catch a bite. Kelly should be getting out of work soon. She had a very long day, poor thing. I'm going to make some clickers and maybe... Yes, nice. Did you ever get a site going, Angus Maximus, where you could sell that stuff? You should definitely be doing that. So that if you hand that stuff out at San Diego, you can get some sales. I would definitely help support that. Kelly is feeling better. Yes, thank you. Welcome here. She was sick until 2-3 days ago. She finally started feeling better. But we had just a crazy busy schedule, too. And so she's been going to bed early every night, which is not normal. Normally, we stay up and watch a show or two together, then we go to bed. She's been going to bed at like 9, and I've been like, sorry, I'm not tired. I'm going to hang out and watch a show first. But she's doing much better. So hopefully she gets to bed tonight. Tomorrow we have a chance to rest, and then actually both tomorrow and Sunday we have a chance to rest. So hopefully she'll get back to 100%. I'd love to get her back on here. It's been a while since she's come and hung out with me for a stream, but she's had to work most Friday nights, so like that's when she puts a little bit later, like 5 and 6 o'clock appointments on Fridays, so she can be off during the rest of the week for Macy stuff. It's not an easy balance. Luckily, I'm able to pitch in and help with the school pickup here and there, and I took her to this dance thing she had to do the other night that Kelly couldn't take her to. All right, let's see who we're going to raid over to then. Thank you, everybody, for coming to hang out. Don't leave yet. Thank you, Pop and Stock, for sharing that new utility with us. I'm excited to see all the things you're doing with the site. I'm going to keep plugging away at it, man. I did not see there was a Linkin Park stream today. I totally missed that. I didn't know anything about it, Allie. That's crazy. How did I miss? I'll tell you how busy I've been. Let's see. We raided the Pop and Stock last week. Jay Muse is on playing some Call of Duty. Let's see. I'm always looking for maybe somebody we don't see as often. Jedi's on playing Call of Duty. We gotta raid over to Jedi. He's just the sweetest human being. We definitely have to raid over to him. Oh, his quality of his stream looks so much better. He must have gotten high-speed internet. Different setup. We can see him playing the game. Loving it.
Oh, of course, the one I hit is the...
Y'all hear Jedi? All right, I'm going to add points to you all first. Let's do 200 for everybody. And then we're going to raid over to Jedi. If you guys, everybody here knows Jedi. Show some love. If you have to leave to go eat or go do whatever, leave the stream on. Help keep his numbers up. I'm sure he would appreciate it. He's just a sweet, sweet guy. I'll be back next Friday. I don't see any problems with that. If for some reason that changes, I'll let you know. In the meantime, keep an eye on Twitter. I'll get these distributed this weekend. Keep an eye on Twitter for any updates on the boarding passes. Germany concert should be posted on YouTube. Oh, cool. I want to check that out. Yeah. Thank you, Alec, for the heads up. All right. Remember to wash your hands, check in on somebody you love. Make sure they're doing okay. And above all else, most importantly, nerds unite. Everybody have a great one. Bye. Bye, Nashville.